Welcome everybody to the HP for Heroes event, the collab event between IPL and Dapple's raising money for the Gamers Outreach Foundation. My name is Kyon. With me is the one and great Toma. Toma, I am excited for this event. I don't know about you though. Are you excited as well?
I am so excited to be here, Kyon, today. We're raising money for, first of all, a great cause with Gamers Outreach here. And it's a great collaboration too in the community between IPL and Dapples. And we've got lots of great players, lots of great teams. I'm really excited for this event.
I am super excited. More importantly, raising money for a fantastic cause. We already see that people have already raised money so far for this. It's already going off to a fantastic start. But of course, it is the first thing that we have to focus on. Of course, we also have a Splatoon 3 tournament that we also got ahead of us as well. Our first matchup, of course, back to the lab again versus wiping on a Nat 1, which I'm sure that most of us has wiped on a Nat 1 at some point down the road. Well, you and I think we both talked about it before when we went live. We both recognized correctly from back to the lab again. Rest not too familiar with. Not sure if I got that information correct though.
Yeah, I also recognize Dapple here as well on the side of back to the lab again. But yeah, the rest of the team's not too familiar with, so going to be a little bit of surprises coming out there. Not quite sure what we're going to be seeing. But Dapple, from EV3P Koreki, they're two really well-known players, so very excited to see what they're going to be rolling out into this game. We're going to be going into Humpback Pump Track, and oh my gosh, quad Splatana, Kyon.
Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna give them bonus points here. For context, this is wiping on that one with the quad Splatanas to get us started. By the way, yes, the first map is Humpback Pump Track Rainmaker, but I'm gonna give them bonus points for this though, Toma. It's unique Splatana weapons. They have both variants of stances, they got both variations of the wiper. What we see so far, only one of the wipers has really stayed alive. The Rainmakers have picked up though on the side of back to the lab again, and they will get the first checkpoint in a hurry.
Living up to their name there, they did wipe with the wipers too. So right now we're going to be going in here. They're going to be making that first check, trying to see if they can gain any extra ground. But these wipers are just charging up here relentlessly, and there is another wipe going to be allowing them to take this. It looks like this may just be an easy dunk here. Back to the lab again, going to be taking this first game, Kyon.
Well, wiping on that one, we'll have to go back to 11. Maybe try that one. Maybe that's actually probably a very fun composition, though. You know what? I'm giving them once again more bonus points. They dished out something that you can imply it could either be memes or it could just be a very serious for Splatana weapon choices. Whatever ended up happening, though, the start kind of just fell apart very quick there, Thomas. So, I mean, hey, if you're gonna start off probably slow, at least do it in style. Is all I guess we can say about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, gosh, I don't think either of us were expecting just to see that. I mean, now, name checks out for sure. It's one of those kind of moments there. But I am interested to see how it's going to play out. I think you've got Splat Zone's Robo Robin coming up, Kyon, and that's a very fast, very aggressive map. Those Splatanas, they lack a bit of paint, but you know what they're great at? That kind of lockout ledge campy game. And if they can get that zone and just run forward, they don't have to paint it again if they can just stop you from ever leaving your base.
I think this is good, as you mentioned before. It's very fast paced. And hey, maybe this is the right time to try again. If you really want to try it again with the 4 Splatanas there, because you can basically move up fast. You got all the coverage in the world, and you can also set yourself up for lockout. If you go 4 Splatanas just to entertain the discussion for maybe a second map in a row, you have a crab tank. You got the ultra stamp, and then of course the missiles. It is probably the perfect combination to do so. However, I also at the same time would not be surprised that they're like, okay, this actually just didn't work out. We should actually maybe go back to what has worked well for probably well in terms of a standard composition.
Yeah, that's the fun part here is you never know whether they're going to go out. Maybe they're just here to have a fun time and support a charity event, but it's obvious that Back to the Lab is here to win. They're going all in, so we're going to need to see some sort of answer from wiping on Nat 1 to be able to take this game here, stay alive in this set. It is worth to note, this is play all 3, so even if they do lose this game, they still have another chance to be able to pick up a game in the 3rd round.
And hey, winning the second one at least can force a very pivotal game three. If you end up losing it, it's always what I call in a lot of terms that do play all three, salvage mode for sure. And this is something we're gonna need to keep an eye on coming into Robo Ramen zones here. Total wholesale weapon change here. There we go. It's back. Now this is. See, we had to change it for sure. I'll give them this though. They also have the Ore replica for that stamper, so more bonus points to them. I think this could be the one time where this may actually work in possible series, though Pixel going down is not going to help matters whatsoever, and it will be the first cap right out of the gate before back to the lab again, and there's 2 down to start. Make that the 3rd.
Yeah, and there goes the wipe from the Wipers. And now, again, you've got back to the lab again in such a strong position there, trying to hold out. The Nautilus going to be coming around here to try to just hold back on this zone and look out for any potential flank switch. There you go. Spotted as they try to come in. That Zuka going to be picking one off. The Wiper is going to get the missiles out, but you can already see it's getting flanked by 2 members of back to the lab again, and they're just holding this really strong lockout right now.
Yeah, and let's see if they can keep this one off. The Zipcaster, just shut down right out of the gate there, and both Stampers have gone down. They are still maintaining this one out successfully, a wipeout for sure, and unless the team of 4 Splatonas has something up their sleeves for this chase, this might just be a quick 100-0 here. We're going to see if Narvi has anything to say about that, though. Torpedo strikes again, and there is going to be 2 down. Is that going to be enough to take the zone? No, it doesn't look like it. They're not anywhere close. And Toma, just like that, we tried 4 Splatonas, no success with the second one either. It will be back to the lab again, winning the second map.
Yes, they're going to be picking up their first set win there, which is going to be putting them, one step closer to that 4-2 needed to advance on to Alpha Bracket in day 2. Congratulations to them there. But, it's not over till it's over. You can still rack up some wins here if you are wiping on that one. But, oh my gosh, Keon, the 4 Wiper, it's funny to see, right? But you really are going to have to play it carefully. So I, for one, I love these meme cups. I have to tell you, these are fun to see. This is not what you see typically on tournaments, especially when you're expecting participants to come in with something more standard because they want to, advance on to the top level, top bracket, whatever it is in these tournaments. But I think these meme comps can be really funny, even if they don't work out. I think it brings a good sense of just fun and joy to the participation, especially when you're having the spirit of a, charity. It's not necessarily going to have to be all serious hardcore for these teams. As you can see, some of them are here, they're just trying to have a good time.
And I figured that's probably the game that we're gonna see from Wiping on that one. We could always be talking about how serious this entire game here is. You got fun. I mean, hey, you're at the end of the day, we're raising money for a fantastic cause, Gamers Outreach Foundation, for the record. So hey, maybe the team for Wiping on that one perfectly content, just wanting to meme this out, see how this way goes. I think it's just so much fun for them. If they're enjoying playing 4 Splatoons and just seeing how it could work, I don't blame them whatsoever. So hey, more importantly, raising money for charity is still the main goal. I think that's probably what their main goal is. For some, as you noted though, they're probably trying to win another tournament under their belt.
True. Now I do wonder if there are some weapons coming out here, because I know we have our little secret backside, and we could see last game they almost immediately locked. But here right now you have all of back to the lab again locked in, but nobody from Wiping on that one. So maybe a little bit of a change coming up here.
I feel like that's entirely possible, or they're just messing with us. Maybe they're just messing with us.
They might be.
They could be drawing out. They could be drawing out the time or 2. Maybe they just want to go back to the 4 Splatana stuff, for sure. Just to keep an eye on, again, because it is play all 3. I like to call this the map to salvage. See if you can break through. Just see get points on the board, help assist with any tiebreakers you can. So Crab Lake Clan Blitz being played out here. How will this matter in the grand scheme of things, other than of course 96 scale tech for memes? Okay, no, there were changes.
There were changes. They weren't maybe the changes I expected, but now they're truly wiping on that one, because now we're all on Wiper.
So the best part is I can actually, in theory, keyword is the theory, see how this works. But of course it's 4 Wipers, so any theory I could even think of is out the door. I mean, you have the Ultra Champion if you can even build for it. The problem is they're also running face first into basically weapons that have more range, also has a lot more shots going right at you. So as it's pretty much almost expected at this point, Wipers are going down one by one. It is just unfortunate for the Wipers they can't escape it. It's a wipeout already, and at this point the first push should be happening here momentarily.
Yeah, they're going to be dunking this power clamp here, and now the Kraken Kraken in is going to just provide that extra pressure, allowing Koreki to be able to get up here in that basket area. Going to be adding some clams to their total. The squeezer coming out here on the side, a 009 there too, with just a lot of score to add. They're down right now to that 56 mark, a really good opportunity for that first push. They may even be trying to add a couple more here if Aplo can get there in time, able to extend it to 53 before going down, and that looks like that's going to be where that first push comes to an end.
But now let's see if our legendary 4 wiper team can continue from there. That's a fantastic hold. It definitely could have been a little bit more worse. But the defense could showed up at the right time. You got all the close range. Speaking of things being quick here, they got the first push in. I don't think the rest of the team were quite expecting it though. As everybody starts defending that with all their might. One and done push also wipe out for sure. And then Koreki already has that power clam ready to go. So hey, at least you cut down the deficit to around 27 points. You just need a little bit more if the 4 wipers want to succeed.
Yeah, and they definitely want to try to, you see this wiper here looking over at the flank, going to try to pick up that clam and maybe move in on some of the members of Back to the Lab again. They do find 2 down, and another member up here that the wiper sees is going to be chasing for sure. They've got jumps up there as well, looking to pick those off. Koreki going down, 8 there, just surviving, and now the hammer is going in towards the enemy spawn, but they don't have a power clam at the ready to really be able to capitalize off of that Keon, and they're going to go down to the Kraken there anyways.
Yeah, and the Kraken was just right there, and at this point, the wipers are just trying to move all four up to the front, see if they can get any spacing or any sort of slashes to boot, just to no success right now. There's a fine Ultra Samurai and Gaius there. Gaius had to escape it. Escape on that one, and that will be one wiper going down. The sniper, by the way, has gone down on top of it. 8-3-1, able to find their way around it. Let's see if they can find a little bit more, though. It doesn't look like that will be the case. Just one wiper. Actually, Pixel wins that one. All right, that was pretty nice. But it looks like we might be seeing the first push here inevitably as Pixel's a little out of position, and Koreki not actually able to move up quite yet. Looks like the wipers may have somehow determined them wiping on a nat 1. We'll go 2 down. This might just be a little bit of a delaying of the inevitable here, Toma.
Yeah, especially now that the specials are up, the Kraken is going to be there to provide pressure and gets 2 picks in the Kraken. Now Koreki's going to finally be able to dunk that power clam. They're going to be throwing some more in. Koreki has the Zuka out to add additional pressure up here into the spawn of wiping on Nat 1. They're down to 4 counts remaining. They just need those 2 small clams, so it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get it in on this attempt.
No, it doesn't look like it will just probably be another push here. But now I want to see, just for my own selfish reasons, I want to see if wiping on that one can actually succeed on this push. Might be getting my hopes up here a little too soon here, Thomas. 2 of the wipers have gone down, make that the 3rd, and that would be the wiper Deco actually going down on top of it. Pixel trying to use the same, actually will get to trade. That's so very nice, all things considered. But the rest of Back to the Lab again, able to take out multiple wipers there all in quick succession. And again, I still say it's still just delaying the inevitable here in just a few moments, as the wipers just can't move their way up top here, Toma. And once again, Gaius are just planting themselves up to the right-hand side. They're just trying to paint, trying to see if they can get any wipers, to see if they can find. Nope, just to trade. But nevertheless, this is a lot of territory for Back to the Lab again, anywho.
Yeah, and now you just got Koreki that's holding down this position, not letting any of the wipers out into mid, especially with Aplo 2 providing a lot of pressure on that pencil. All of this blue paint here on the map going to be really hard for the wipers to kind of find their footing, especially going 2 down. Now you may find an opportunity for the power clam, but honestly, it looks like they're content with kind of just holding this right now at the moment. They don't want to play too recklessly, go forward too fast, but with those 2 down now, that's going to be a great opportunity. They try to pick it up, but unfortunately miss and fumble the throw, and they're still here out fighting it, but I don't know if they're going to pick up that clam in time, and they don't. It breaks there, but there's still just a lot of time or pressure here left on the clock, because wiping on Nat 1, you know, they may have stopped that push from coming together, but they've got a lot of score to go.
They need a lot more. They need a lot more scoring if they want to make this one happen. But as I think we've seen for the past minute, it's pretty much Back to Lab again, succeeding on the 3-0. But hey, waiting on that one, I will applaud you for dishing out 4 wipers and all of the varieties of the Splatana out here on stream. So you know, moral victories to them. But the scoreboard officially is going to be 3-0 for Back to Lab again here, Tolma.
Well, I guarantee you, it may have been a 0-3 there, but I don't think you'll find a more fun comp on stream today.
No, if we find another fun comp on stream, you know what? This is already a success in my books. Let's get this one out. I mean, there's really nothing else to really know about this matchup. It's literally just, what are you gonna do? It's four Splatanas and 4 Wipers in the last map up against a team that has more range. I think there's really not much you can note from that one. And the first two were all just very quick matches, respectively.
Yes, they sure are. But that's going to be wrapping us up for round 1. We're going to head off to a quick break here as we wait for the rest of the Swiss round to finish up and we can get into our next matches. But remember, guys, you're here watching HP for Heroes. We're out here for a good cause. Take a look down in our stream. Make sure if you, even $5, anything you have, any extra money that you can spare, super duper appreciated, going towards a good cause. And thank you for being out here supporting the stream. We'll catch you back here really soon. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to HP for Heroes. My name is Toma, joined back by Keon. We're getting ready for round 2 here of Swiss in day 1. And boy, we have a matchup for y'all. It was the Night Logic versus Rainfall going on. I know, Keon, we were both talking about, if we do 2 players in the last lobby, well, we are both out of luck on guessing the rosters for this one. So I'm excited to see, what they could be potentially bringing out to the table here.
Yeah, this is it's always fun when we both strike out in knowledge, but that happens. Yeah, so both of us are just gonna be very excited to see just the different weapons we'll see from both of these teams. Maybe we could be seeing what we saw from the first game of the day, which were full memes on one side, serious on the other. Part of me would hope to see memes, of course, given that we're still raising money for this event. But we gotta get down to business here, Toma. First map of the for this second round is the Hagovish Market Tower Control. This is almost one of the common tower control maps we will see.
Yeah, it's absolutely a classic. It's run in basically every tournament that I see. And, for good reason. It's a really well-balanced map that allows, access on both of those 2 flanks to be able to go around, try to work your way if you're having trouble forcing your way through mid. It's got a really good tower path. The only thing that I think these players really got to watch out for is once you break that second-hand check, if you get people over kind of on that right-hand side under that tent, and you have people that are just shooting up and over that platform into their base, it can get really hard and it can snowball really fast when you're defending there.
Yeah, and that's going to be one of those. I think that we're going to be seeing a lot, how both teams are going to play this one out. Approaching the second checkpoint is basically how the fight's kind of play out. Because if you make it past the second and then approach the third, that's kind of where you'll see some of those pushes be game winning, of course. So a lot of things to keep an eye on. Of course, we are still waiting. For everybody to be all settled and ready to go. So with Night Logic and Rainfall, both teams by the way 0-1 coming in so far. So both teams, of course, are looking to see if they can get a win on the board, at least in the Swiss rounds.
Absolutely, and they want to do that if they're going to be advancing to Alpha here today. 4-2, that's the number that we got to keep in mind if you want to be advancing to Alpha on day 2. So it's really important to start picking up these wins here. If you go down here, you got to win the rest of your sets for the rest of the day. So a lot of pressure here on this set for these teams to pick up that first win. But definitely, I think a good chance, here on both sides. As far as, the players, I don't know the players very well on both sides, but I have heard of at least the Night Logic. I know that they've been around lowing for a while. They put on good performances there. They're usually one of those teams that is going to be making day 2 brackets on your lowing team. So they're a team I'm at least familiar with.
Yeah, and I recognize a few names from the Night Logic. Photon, Jet, and Sakura from what we saw from the rosters earlier were 2 names. Though of course I wouldn't necessarily say to the extent of the knowledge that most people would recognize from other teams, but definitely names that have floated around for sure. You mentioned before Night Logic being almost regular on lowing side of the fence. I think that those are I think we'll have a very familiar name here. It's going to really boil down to how both teams are going to be dishing out once we load up to the first map here.
Yeah, and we'll be looking here for a minute what they're going to be doing. I don't know. Sometimes maybe they're thinking really, really hard about what they want to do here.
Maybe look. What we saw from the first map, game. I don't know why I'm thinking maps here today, but what we saw from the first game, where we saw one team, they were decisive. They had four of the same weapon types that are in the Splatonas, and at this point, if they wanted to do the same thing, hey, why not do it in a stage where we are continuing to raise money for the Gamers Outreach Foundation. So if this is a time to dish out any silliness on Shima, not feel like you're pressured to play serious, this could honestly be one of those times to do so. But of course, with your own risk.
Yes, absolutely. And, just to mention, shout out about stream. Somebody just gave us $500 towards our goal. Huge thank you. We're now sitting at 1673 there. A lot of money that we've got going to a great cause there. And, if you're interested in throwing some cash towards a good cause, or type donate. We got that command set up now. Did not last time when I was speaking, but now it's all good. Now we got a command. So
look, it just gives us a few seconds. Just make sure we got everything all set up and ready to go. So yeah, once again, just to repeat what Thomas said, if you want to help donate to this amazing cause of here for Gamers Outreach Foundation, !donate is what you want to type in the chat. But more importantly, we got ourselves a game here. It is now the second round is now underway. Thanks for bearing with us. Night Logic versus Rainfall with Boot. I believe it will be yes. The Light Logic will be on the orange side. On the teal colored side will be Rainfall. Okay, hi S-Blast, what are you doing here?
I'm excited to see too. With Pencil's prevalence as the back line in the meta right now, I'm really excited to see this, ballpoint versus Hydra Splatling matchup that's going to be coming out here.
I think that is definitely the matchup. I think both are very excited for. I was probably more thrown off by the fact that you don't normally see S-Blast being dished out. I definitely get it though for sure in Target Control, let alone Hagelfish where the blast is. The blaster itself can actually just reach a lot of ledges, and especially the platform for sure. Sakura, by the way, gets one out of the picture. The tower is going to be slowly moving over to this first checkpoint there. We got the Hydra being planted in here. Rock's going to be the one riding this tower here, painting onto this right-hand side of the canopy. They shot the Booyah Bomb, definitely get it there, trying to zone them out, but not even needed, really. They take 2 members out of there, and it will make that the third. They clear the first checkpoint, Twella.
Yes, they do, and look at Photon here, just already in this very aggressive forward position, trying to clear a path for that tower as it approaches checkpoint 2. Unfortunately, though, they are going to go 2 down there, and that is going to be the end of that push. And Keon, that was really, really well played. I think that the Night Logic there had the absolute right idea in taking that space really fast in front of that objective.
Absolutely, just taking as much space as you can, and then trying to work your way towards. On top of the spots that they got overall against Rainfall was a great start to this map here. But hey, there's still plenty of time. Rainfall can still work their way through. It is tower control going. You're going 1 speed the entire way through. B is gonna be the one working onto the side of the map, being deterred by a Booyah Bomb of all things, and it will be Photon Jet able to. Looks like they got one right out of there, and the tower is slowly resetting back there. No one's really going to try to push up just yet. There's still not enough really. Paint control is really actually just all over the board right now. No one really having firm control of mid, so to speak, which is critical. And at this point, both teams kind of just stuck into this neutral stage.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, going down there on the jump out to the Booyah Bomb now too is going to give just a little bit more space to work here. Now they have 3 down, and just as I say that, the Night Logic going to be jumping in on that tower, but it gets picked off really fast by Pick. It's that nice pick. And now you've got a great position for a Rainfall here to try to advance. And of course, just as I say that though, they're going to go 2 down, get the ballpoint, going to back up here and get some jumps so that hopefully they're not going to lose too much space off of that.
Yeah, and the important thing that Rainfall really needs to is to do here, not only just reassert any sort of control around the map as possible, building up the space for the rest of your team, but trying to, of course, stay alive and trying to provide the jumps for these pushes. Both teams have just been brawling it out, and to the point where neutral's kind of been stuck where it stood. And we do see both teams kind of restraining 1-1, make that 2 down right out of the gate for the Night Logic, and make that 3, excuse me. And it will be Rainfall with a nice successful hold there. They're not able to approach the second checkpoint, not able to clear it just yet. Burden's gonna be the one just paint on this right hand side. Tower kind of just stuck there for where it stands. And again, they at least push it up to the second checkpoint. Just no success at all though. Not even getting more points remaining. Hydra, by the way, is going to go down. That is going to be their backline going down, or their anchor going down on top of it. But they should be able to successfully respawn, and nice response from the Night Logic. They take out 2, including the ballpoint.
Yeah, now Pig's trying to hold this area in mid with that Zuka, but unfortunately not going to be finding any useful picks off of that. The Hydra now down, though, is going to give Rainfall an opportunity. Here we go, 2 down. The Zap, unfortunately, missing that last kill. And Sakura there just kind of cleaning things up for the side of the Night Logic, leaving just the BP on the side of Rainfall, who you can see they're going to quickly collapse on. Going to back up to try to get some jumps in to salvage that situation. But the Night Logic has been working really well on closing distance fast on these defenses.
And credit to Sakura to just finding so many picks against Rainfall in these situations where Rainfall's looking to push or looking to defend, and when you get those members out of there, you're able to help those pushes go. But and the Night Logic is able to make that one work so well. They got a Blue Bomb that's ready to go, and you're at the 45-second marker here, so you already have a decent enough lead. The first checkpoint has to be cleared from Rainfall's end, so for the Night Logic, I can imagine the mentality here is gonna be very defensive focused. You're not really in a position to get the KO anyway, so let's see how this one plays out. Ballpoint and Hydra, actually they both trade out of this one, and it will be the roller, by the way, going down from Sakura's end. This might be the time for Rainfall as it's a delayed 3.
Yes, it is, and Rainfall now charging up here, up that ramp, trying to get some space going for them. You see Pick in a really good offensive position up there. Snort here on the tower, going to be trying to ride out this first checkpoint here. They've got quite a while to go, but they have the opportunity. They have specials now. They've got a Jet. They've got a Booyah Bomb on hand. Here comes the Jet out, looking to try to pick off that Hydra down there in the corner, but they have to ride out this Zuka on the tower. Unfortunately, going to be picking them off, and you just slip a member of the Night Logic in there, and that's game.
Bringing that one down even further there too. The H-Jet was the right idea for sure, but of course what ends it is the Trizuka that just came flying through it and took out the one member. And that was actually, that was a critical find there too, because where Sakura was on that map around the second checkpoint, they were pretty much the first ones up. Sakura was basically just chasing the tower. They knew that, hey, it's time for us to stop the push as soon as we can, make sure that they don't have a second chance. And everybody from Rainfall was basically chasing Sakura, which is the worst place to be in when you're trying to keep that offensive push in overtime. And that is how we see Night Logic winning the first map here in this play all 3.
Absolutely good picks there, and I think the gameplay that we saw coming out of there from the Night Logic, and you pointed it out multiple times here, but Sakura, the speed that they worked with to close the distance, especially on a roller, you have to get really close in, and they were working super fast to get in and stop those pushes. Even if they didn't necessarily have people around them to support them with paint, they were able to carve their own path, get in there and find at least 1-2 picks before going down, and that always left Rainfall in kind of a position where they had to choose to either commit to the push with a man disadvantage or back up and wait for jumps, and that was kind of the perpetual loop that they got caught in.
And that loop just kept on going and going and going. And when they finally broke out of it, we saw 20 seconds left on the clock. Which at that point you don't have much room for error at that stage in the game. You had to pretty much play it. Now credit to them, all they need to do is break through, maybe even stay on the second checkpoint for as long as they can. But that's such a hard path to go to if the Night Logic played their cards right on defense, which as we saw they did that just well. Again, heavy credit to Sakura just being able to find the picks that they can with that roller. Now, of course, we get past Hagglefish Market Tower Control. Now we move on to this Barnacle and Dime Splat Zones map, and I can imagine for Rainfall some adjustments need to be made if they want to try to get their first. If they want to extend the set to make sure Game Tree is very important here.
Yeah, absolutely. And Barnacle and Dime is one of those super heavy lockout modes, especially on zones. It's not like you think about Clam Blitz Barnacle, it's kind of a map where you can go score, but you have to go back and get clams, right? Once you paint this map, once you paint that zone, nothing is stopping you from just staying in the opponent's base. And this is one of those maps that really spirals into KOs really, really fast if you're not careful. So I really want to see a more aggressive change out of their comp to bring something where they can just hold that forward space and not look back once they get through mid.
Yeah, and let's see what the change we have here. Okay, so the S-Blast will continue to be the constant. I think the only changes we're gonna see is actually the backline wholesale is gonna be the one changing here. We have the heavy splatling Deco coming out of Sarah on the side of Rainfall on the Night Logics, and Rock's gonna be dishing up the Donald. So I think those were the two big changes we see coming out of this one. Otherwise, I think it's almost very similar. I think maybe just a few minor weapon changes to start as Night Logic will get the first cap.
And just as you say that, though, the Nautilus going to go down on their side. The S-Blast here looking on the side to find another, and they are going to be able to flip the zone back in their favor, get rid of that bubbler. They've got 2 down on the side of the Night Logic, make that 3. Just the Nautilus left in play now, who's going to have to back up, or else they're going to just run straight into the members of Rainfall. This is a great position for them to be in, and definitely a much stronger position than they were in previous games.
And now let's see if they can hold on to it. They pretty much have decent advantage. In fact, they have 2 specials available, the Blue Bomb and the Kraken. They want to make that one work. Sakura needs to be able to dish out Valley. Kraken right into the bubble. Great usage of it, but it turns them away. In fact, the Kraken finds B, and that's 2 down right out of the game for the Night Logic. And this 2 down is going to be critical there, and that will be a wipeout there. Rainfall on the driver's seat as they take out the rest of the members of the Night Logic. Now let's see if they can keep this one up there. 20 points remaining, and all they got to really do is just stay alive in these final seconds. Sakura with a nice little pick there, but will that just be enough as they're down to 5 points remaining? And Sakura does go down. They do neutralize the zone, but it's probably just going to be delaying it for maybe a few extra seconds here. I lied, actually. It's Night Logic that gets the cap.
Yeah, it looks like they were just barely able to get that out. But, you know, I think that Sakura there, a key play to getting back in. And now, speaking of Sakura, again, a double there on the side for re-entry into this zone for the Night Logic. And now they've got all these specials in their favor. We could see this situation flip on its head really fast here.
The cap to at least extended where it even threw me off, and then Sakura follows up with a 2 and the Triasuka. Now look at where the Night Logic is. They're moving up. They're trying to do the exact same thing that Rainfall just did to them, and then we got a trade of points that's just being thrown in there. No one's really trying to move forward, but it is going to buy them enough time. And the key thing to note, though, that those points remain is still going on. We see the bomb being tossed in there by B. Rock is the one that's lurking large. The S-Blast does go down from the Night Logic's end, and now the Kraken's just there. Let's see if the Kraken can find in terms of deterring everybody else. Sakura, on the other hand, they take out Pig, and Sakura's there to find the second on the Sayora. Sayora didn't even know where Sakura was at that point, and the Night Logic keeps this one going.
I've got to see Sakura's KDs after this, because it is crazy the way that Sakura is getting in there and finding these picks, and now you're left in this position where they have to charge zone right now. There is no time left, but they're still, unfortunately, not going to be able to make it in there. The Night Logic coming back from a really shaky situation, Keon, to be able to win that game.
You know the content that we mentioned from map 1 leading to map 2? Sakura? It's the same exact story, and again, Sakura getting 2 right out of the game once they were able to somehow get the zones flip in the middle of that, really take things off. Then we see the Night Logic continue to build upon. I was thinking, okay, maybe the Kraken's gonna try to space out the rest of the Night Logic, make sure they can't defend this one anymore. But Sakura, sneaky as Sakura was, from behind with 2 critical finds in the Rainfall. I know that Sarah couldn't even probably got flung by surprise with Sakura just rolling over them, or just even using the roller right behind them, and that allowed Night Logic to just run through. And that happened at such a critical point. 30 points remaining. That at that point, you kind of almost feel like the Night Logic had that one ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely, Keon. Like, it's just, the coordination there was incredible out of them. They could not have popped that and gotten those kills at a more perfect time. They were literally so close to just losing the game in a straight, like, 100-0. And I think that is the essence of being cool and calm under pressure. They knew exactly what they were facing, and they said, hey, we're not sweating it. All we need is that retake. It doesn't matter what their score is, because we can just lock them back out. And that's exactly how you play this map. And no zones flip at all the boot after they got it. They just never looked back the entire way through. So hey, more credit to them too. I know we mentioned soccer, the entire team keeping themselves together at that critical jump at that moment where you're at 2 points remaining. Almost anybody playing the game of Splatoon would probably be a little bit deterred, or like, okay, maybe we may have to consider looking for it, but we cannot stop now. We still have enough time. We got the zones cap, and I mean, from going from 2 points remaining to just running it back and draining out the entire point remaining is still stellar on its own. We're playing now. Absolutely. I think the third map is salvage mode, as Night Logic won the first 2. So for Night Logic, let's see if they can add more to their scoreboard, and then Rainfall, they're just having to just salvage whatever points they can find. Yeah, we're going to be seeing if they can pick that up on a Rainmaker Scorch Gorge. And, if we talk about another kind of, hold forward, don't look back kind of map, Scorch Gorge, Rainmaker falls into that category pretty well, too. It's one of those super duper high scoring maps, Keon, where you just kind of have to get the picks and run that Rainmaker forward as far up that ramp as you can, because it's not one where teams often are going to get the knockout. So it's going to be a matter of just how far up can you force it through your opponent's ramp.
And let's see if Rainfall has an answer to that one. Okay, so you're out of the S-Blast, you switch over to the Range Blaster, and actually, is there really any change? I don't think fundamentally there's really the change, other than I guess the Junior being swapped out there. So we got the cooler being dished out here from be on the side of Night Logic. There's nothing really else to note. Sarah and Rock going to be sticking with the same backline weapons that got them in that second map.
Well, we're actually looking at the splashdown knot this time, when I believe they were running the Rain Nautilus before. So that's quite interesting. You're gonna watch out for that, because if you're in those radius and it pops, it may be over for you if you're holding that Rainmaker. There's not gonna be a lot of time to react.
And maybe the triple slash down could heavily be used where that Rainmaker bubble is. So you want to be careful of your positioning the entire way through. Night Logic, by the way, is going to go 2 down to start. Rock's going to be the one with that Nautilus. We're going to keep it where Rock's position was, as they have to keep that triple splashdown available if they want to take advantage of it. Both teams kind of just stuck into this neutral state unbelievably. Sakura is trying to lurk large. Rainfall finds them. Night Logic quickly just picks up the Rainmaker, probably looking to just see whatever points they can find on the board. Sarah trying to chase Beam, almost the slowest Kraken chase you're gonna find, and Sarah does take him out. It's just gonna be 8 punch main, 2 members down from the Night Logic.
Yeah, now you gotta see, they have to paint up here really fast, Rainfall does, and they have the man advantage at the moment, but you've got to be careful for this Nautilus that's kind of sharking around this edge. They do find the pick on it. This is gonna be their opportunity to break check. They just need to survive and just get it up there. You can see that they're dodging all of those bullets, and they are gonna be able to find the checkpoint break. Teotl, now they're gonna back off just a little bit. They're 2 down. They're not really in a position to continue this too much. I say, they just got 2 down on the other people, or on the opponent, so it may be an opportunity if Sakura hadn't just jumped in there and taken it straight off the map.
I think that Night Logic was just decisive. They're just not wanting to just take any more risk. Make sure that Rainfall has a few more seconds they have to burn just to pick up this Rainmaker. But ultimately, Sakura at least saving it for about a few moments there. But as we're seeing this one unfold, we're seeing the wipeout in Rainfall's eyes. We're gonna be seeing a game-winning push possibly coming up here. Even if you do go down, 29 points remain is a strong push. You have 3 minutes left to go here. Now Rock's trying to be the one holding position, but they're 2 down. The Trizuka takes out the rest, and it's just Rock Dapple. Sakura just respawns. Sakura's just gonna be the one trying to look for that flank. Sakura does find one successfully. They're moving up with the Rainmaker to 10 points remain, and the rest of the team somehow wiped out in all of the carnage. And that is somehow a hold from the Night Logic there, but 9 points remaining in the grand scheme of things is a very strong push.
Yeah, that is a huge push, Keon. Most of the times, if you're gonna break that, you're gonna have to just knock out at that point. Most of the times, it's going to come down to a huge firefight in that ramp. What you saw, that the Rainfall took so well. They kept the members of the Night Logic super staggered in their own base to be able to pick that up. And if Sakura hadn't gone around on that flank, you may have seen a very different situation pan out there, where it just was a knockout instead.
That's very true there, and I think the entire kitchen sink that the Night Logic had to throw on Rainfall, because you saw Rainfall just moving right up ahead, trying to go for the KO because they took out the rest of the members. It was just the Nautilus and Sakura on that roller just do one's respawn, so they realized, okay, we can just move up, get all the points in the roll we can. You're at 27 seconds, by the way, left in this Rainmaker push, and Sakura just gonna be one flank from behind. That's all it's gonna be, trying to get the Rainmaker back in position, but both teams kind of stuck in this 2-down scenario there. Night Logic understands they can't really move up too far ahead, and 10 does go down, but not before a Rainmaker shot, I believe, got him, and Bird's gonna be the one holding this Rainmaker, Toma.
Yeah, and Rainfall's just doing what they can to keep it as far forward on the map as possible, which I think is absolutely the right call here. Yon, when you're looking at a minute left, your best defense is a good offense, keeping it on their side of the map, because the further it is up your own side of the map, the further you have to take it through the enemy's side of the map to be able to take that lead. It kills time off that timer, it's distance that's traveled, it's longer that you're exposed to be shot. They just want to keep that as far as possible into the Night Logic's base, and they're doing such a great job at it at the moment.
And Night Logic cannot seem to find the same success there. It really just boils down to just critical finds from the Trizuka and on Rainfall's end. And now, as you mentioned, just the best defense. The best defense can always lead to a good offense, and that's what we're gonna. I would not be surprised if Rainfall just does the exact same thing here. They have a huge lead. And again, Night Logic has to win a couple fights around the territory that Rainfall is gonna pretty much be at. So that's why there's a lot of things to keep an eye on. It's only 25 seconds by the left of the Rainmaker, so this Rainmaker is gonna expire before the clock hits 0. So something to keep a note of. Sakura's able to find one pick, and it's gonna be 2. It's 3 down. It's 3 down. down, by the way. 14 seconds left to go. It's gonna probably expire with about 5 seconds left to go. Keep an eye on that one. Bird's gonna be the one trying to distract for time. Sakura's gonna be the one trying to move up. You gotta quickly take though, but the Kraken's just running right down the center island. That's really all it's gonna be there, Toma. Now the goal is just trying to keep this Rainmaker not in the hands of the Night Logic. And we cap up this one. Rainfall, I believe, yes, they did salvage that one, at least making it a 2-1 set record for the Night Logic. Or game record, that is.
That was such a huge difference in play from Rainfall, too. I think that we saw a much more revitalized, much more confident Rainfall here in this third game, where they really found that ability to just push forward, take space. They were not hesitating like you potentially saw on the other maps that were played in this set. I think that it was a really good change of pace, and hopefully will put a bit of momentum in their selves throughout the rest of this tournament.
Big thing to note too. Yes, we're going to be. The Night Logic did win this one 2-1, but Rainfall definitely if you're going to win the third map in a playoff 3 where you have to salvage this, that is the third map you definitely want to win and try to bring it forward for yourself. As you mentioned earlier, Toma, 4-2 is the record you want to aim for if you're going to try to aim for alpha brackets in this charity tournament. So just a lot of things to keep a note of. But honestly, that was a very fun match. Though there, Toma, we got to see two teams just really go right at it.
Yeah, and we're going to look in at our donations for just a little bit, and some recent donations that have come in. We saw that huge $500 one came in. We see Conroe sent $10, says Zuka sucks. I'm inclined to agree, Conroe. Devil, who we saw on stream earlier, sending in $5. Thank you, Avril, with 25. And seven strings are both also sending 25. Corona with 20, and of course we've got Kira Kitsune Kira, sorry, got that backwards, with 777. Wow, huge thanks to all of our donors. And again, if you want to donate, type !donate in the chat. Everything is going to a great cause with Gamers Outreach. We're so grateful for everybody who is able to donate today.
And the big thing too with Gamers Outreach is that they're a charity that is empowering so many different families and kids, by the way, in hospitals. I was able to catch wind of what they do. Hey, they got what they call go-karts, right, where basically, hey, you got console, it's on those medical cards there, and hey, it can be sent over to where the kids are in the hospital room. They can play games. We saw from earlier. So hey, a lot of things. It's such a great cause. If you get so hey, get your donations in right now. !donate for sure.
Absolutely, and we're looking lots of teams coming in for round 3. We're waiting to see who we are going to be streaming, but there's so many great teams here today. Just looking at them, some top contenders that I'm looking at, you have like Mango Hackmack, you've got Secret Elixir, some really big powerhouses, good mid-level representation, looking, Jelly Squids, who's out here playing today. It's really great to see all these different teams that are coming out.
Yeah, notable teams we saw from earlier. Of course, some teams with great team names there. Most likely pickups for this particular event. Which, hey, nothing wrong with that to know. But if you're looking for teams to establish, we saw from earlier big notable names including Overtime. The team I'm never gonna get it right. So Triple Frit from earlier. There's also Lions Moon, Inked, and many other names. Secret Elixir, I think, was also showing up as well a lot. And I think it did definitely mention Lions Moon, but you can tell where my memory is for the past few minutes there. So again, a lot of established teams participating in for a great cause. Also some pickups who are also wanting to join in on the fun.
Yeah, it looks like we've got our next match that's going to be coming up. Duck Motif versus Happy Hour at McDonald's. And let me tell you, okay, let's look at Happy Hour at McDonald's. I'm going to look at this roster real fast. And you got Dat Kid, you got Sam, Lexi. There's some really well-known players there. Duck Motif, of course, iconic. I still remember the fun RW3 shenanigans that went on over at SOS. So this is bound to be a really good matchup, Keon.
And Duck Motif is a team I'm all too familiar with at this point from the many tournaments I've done. So we see that one. I'm so excited that we have a team called Happy Hour McDonald's. I'm not gonna lie, especially with the roster filled as you mentioned with Sam and multiple variants of Sam to boot. So hey, super fun to watch both these teams. By the way, both teams for context is coming in with a 2-0 record. With both teams already winning through their first 2 rounds right out of the gate. And hey, we got our third round maps. It is going to be Museum de Alfonsino Clan Blitz.
Yeah, and that's going to be, kind of, I think, a pretty classic Clan Blitz mode throughout this game. I think it's a fun one, too. And it's one of those ones where you have to see these really fun team fights, I think, because you kind of need to win a fight in mid to be able to go up their ramp, first of all, or to jump across that spinner. And then usually you're fighting a second fight to actually be able to dunk the clan, because they spawn so fast, especially with the cooler meta that's going on. They're gonna be back and ready to defend that basket before you know it. So it's kind of got that kind of 2-phase fight going on to really be able to dunk, and it leads to some fun things that you can see. And concerning where that barrier is, things can get very hectic in a flash there too, because you'll see defending teams just trying to defend that with all their might in the offense and your offense, whether you want to take the block on the left hand side or which is the bold move, or you can just take the traditional going up the ramp from the right. That's gonna be a few key things to keep an eye on, and I'm sure both teams definitely understanding the assignment here for sure. And hey, one step closer if for both teams if they were to win this one going here. So hey, you want to start off this first map strong. Yeah, they absolutely do want to start off this first map strong, especially because both of them, Keon, so far undefeated in this tournament. They're going to be looking to bring that record to 3-0. One team going to be falling to 2-1 here. And, the good teams, they got to fight at some point. So here they are. They've met up. They're both ready to go. And I'm so excited for these kinds of games, Keon, because these are kind of, when I think of really high level, I say high level, not like top level, high level,
yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say. I'm going to go on a tangent here. But when I think of this fun, super, really skilled players, these are the exact kind of players I think of. I think about Sam. I think about that kid. I think about Red Shell. Like, all these players are super, super well known, and for good reason. And I think when you're on stream and you get to commentate for players like this, players like low level 2, it's really fun to kind of get to see this mix of experience and see, the different kind of plays that are going to come out as you progress up through these different skill levels of teams.
And hey, I mentioned before, Duck Motif. I'm no stranger to it this way. You get to see the wide variety of skill between both teams, and I think I feel like we're going to be setting ourselves up for a heavyweight battle between the two. But ultimately, I would love to see the set go very close for sure, Toma. And,
oh yeah.
Yeah,
I want to see that 2-1 situation as close as it can get. Give me really close games. I'm counting on y'all right now, my goats.
Of course, here. Toma, we of course know behind the scenes that both teams are kind of just loading and just trying to get themselves all too situated here. So once again, just to recap, this is HP for Heroes event. We're once again continuing to raise money for Gamers Outreach Foundation. You can continue to send in those donations there. ! Donate as much as you can. Any money donated is going to go to a fantastic cause, Gamers Outreach Foundation. I've noted before for a charity organization. I'm going to be able to get the words right. I swear on that.
Okay.
Basically, working to empower hospitalized families through play. Of course, very gaming focused as well. So this is of course we do have a Splatoon 3 tournament in the background, but more importantly, a cause is we are raising money for a great, fantastic cause.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think that's one of the best parts of this tournament, as you said, you could have your low link this weekend. We're always going to still have low link next weekend. But you have these reoccurring monthly tournaments. They're always super duper fun to watch. They're super great, high production too. But I think, once you have these, once in a blue moon kind of tournaments like this, where the community really comes together for them, and it's really something special to witness.
And that's what I want to see from you guys here in the community as much as you can. But now we gotta pull out the backdrop here. We got a Splatoon match ahead of us. Both teams. By the way, I'm looking at the weapons. I feel like I'm seeing a little bit of deja vu here. So Bandit's back here with the custom E leader, of course. We did so hey, that could be the weapon I wouldn't be surprised to see, especially with Kraken jumps being there in play. But I want to see how this one works out for them. On the other side, for Happy Hour at McDonald's, it's the 96 deck. Of course, both teams having Kraken, so we should not be surprised at this point.
No, I mean, Clam Blitz, you're going to see a Kraken. It's the classic Kraken to use, but, you know, it's really how those teams are going to use it. And I'm interested to see it on this leader that's new to this season, because it's kind of a different option than what you've had before with your choices. But right now, you've got the members of Happy Hour there kind of backed up, as it looks like Duck Motif really starting to try to push forward and potentially get something together. They do have a Zuka out, but the Kraken from that kid going to drop down and say, no, you're not going to Zuka here today. And now Bandit there just kind of left out alone and being flanked, not going to be able to find that power clamp dunk.
Kraken was critical in that situation. That's what they needed to put the pump the brakes on that push. So we could have saw a quick push there out of Duck Motif on that one, but it doesn't look like that was going to be the case. So now we get to see Sam this go around, see if they can deliver as much value as they can for sure. But both teams are going to be trained one for one. Make that two down and make that the third. It's Duck Motif once again winning the fight. We do have the power clamp that is available on the side of Bandit. Actually already is able to swim right up, able to cash that one right in. Will the follow-up be there? It's going to be two down. Drift is going to be the one there, but they're going to have to wisely escape. It's just a one-and-done push to start this one off here, Toma.
Yeah, sometimes that's how it is. They're going to get back and get ready for defense, because as you know, with those one-and-done pushes, you got to be really careful about defending, because you kind of give a free power clamp to the other team and give them a lot more ammo to work with. But it looks like they're already here, ready to respond to Happy Hour. They force Trey back in the corner, going to get him able to jump out. And now Bandit finding a great pick of that kid there in the corner, going to be giving some space for Duck Motif to be able to work with here. Two down now. They do get the Octo Rush out of the corner, and they have the Zuka there, but Drift gonna come in there and say, no, we're not Zuking here today. And they're gonna continue this two down, trying to find a pick on that kid to make it three down. This may be another push here from Duck Motif coming together.
Duck Motif winning those fights critically there, and we're gonna see an even extended push. As long as you can get all those guns, it's gonna be a success at the end of this one, and they don't have any more small clans left. So that's a very successful push. You mentioned before with Bandit getting a quick snipe down, and Bandit, well, we did highlight Bandit. They're not able to get out of there with the super jump, so only buying themselves maybe a few more seconds. We saw that there, but all things considered though, that snipe was really nice. You built, as mentioned more, builds up the space, gets the rest of the team, less pressure through, and Double Team was able to climb their way forward. The tries being denied also helps as well. Red Shell, by the way, with the Optimus already striking big. First push already in, and it will be Happy Hour McDonald's getting the first push so far. Is there going to be any follow-up? It's going to be two down. It doesn't look like there will be. Actually, the jump is at least there. They bring it down to 60 points remain, so this game is a little bit more close now. And the rest of the members respawning just like that. They kept the game close here. Happy Hour and McDonald's within range.
Yeah, that was a great push for them, and getting that second power clam is really good, because now they only need two power clams to be able to take a lead. But just as I say that, Duck Motif is like, hey, no, they're going to need a little bit more than that, because we're going to go ahead and get another power clam going in. Here comes the double power clam jump. They're going to be able to add both to the pile. Kyo now needing just 8 remaining on the side of Duck Motif. Drift here, maybe trying to sneak up on that side block, but no, they are going to be spotted backing up now to their own plat. That was a huge push, getting that double power clam jump in.
So the best thing I saw from those Kraken jumps, I believe that was also in with the cooler, where those super jumps are going to be very fast. So there's no chance to just counter back. But by the time Happy Hour McDonald's really even recognized it, that was smart out of Bandit being very patient. You get the first push in, you were thinking maybe this Kraken might be a low blade. No, they knew what they were exactly going for. They're going for a much more aided super jump in, and now let's see how this one plays out. It's 40-8, so they do extend the lead, but we saw Happy Hour McDonald's able to break the barrier one more time. We see 3 power levels. I think you and I know at this point what this could possibly lead to, but Bandit's gonna go down. So now Bandit's gonna have to build up the Kraken once more if they even want to attempt at it. They do have enough clams for the power clams for the KO if they can even make it happen.
Yeah, they definitely do, but they've got to get those specials together if they want to do it. But also, there's not necessarily a need to try to do that, because if you're not careful, you're going to have happy hour. But actually, as I'm saying this, look, they just kind of let the Kraken go straight behind them, Keon. And here come the power clams, and that is going to be the game. Like, just, oh my god, just straight behind them, Keon.
So I think you and I both saw that Kraken just went through, and Happy Hour McDonald's was like 3 forward, already past the base, where the base was practically left undefended. At this point, you saw where the points were going to be. It's 30 points. No, it's 8 points remaining plus the 30. 2 power clams is really just going to be enough, and that's what. And they already had the lead. You mentioned before 2 trains of thought. Either you can defend with all your might, make sure you can for sure secure the win, or try to play crazy and go for something even bigger with the KO. They opted for the KO strategy. They looked like they were building towards one, and hey, it worked. We saw the wipeout, but that wipeout was just more, well, you know.
Yeah, I was it caught me off. It's caught me so off guard too. Like, you know, and I'm not even gonna lie there. I was like, okay, I'm like, well, here's the opportunity. I was like, maybe we're gonna get something together here on Happy Hour. I was like, Duck Motif doesn't necessarily need to push, and then I was like, wait a second, that's a Kraken. It's in their base. Like, oh my god, like it's going for the basket. Like, but at that point it was too late. What could they do?
The points were points were already at one where 2 power clams were going to do it. They didn't really. They at least knew that we can just call it a done deal if we can throw Happy Hour at McDonald's off guard, and that is admittedly what we saw there. Happy Hours at McDonald's were basically having to chase. They went too far. They left the base undefended, and that's kind of that. I mean, I think even the Kraken jump, as much as that's been derided, I don't think that really would have mattered if you're going to leave the base undefended like that too. So. Yeah. That's that. We caught us both by surprise, but now what's could possibly be surprising, but probably not too many, is gonna be Mahi Resort Zones coming up.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was. I was like dying. I wasn't expecting that. And now we got Mahi. Great map, great rework that it had. And now this Zones game going to be very pivotal for them here. If you are on the side of Happy Hour, you need to pick up a game here. You need to get this game going, because this is going to determine your record of whether you are going to be the team that goes on and continues to be undefeated so far in this tournament, or if now you're going to be looking at that first set loss and you can't take another one to be able to make it to the alpha bracket tomorrow. So a lot riding on the line here on Splat Zones Mahi.
Yep, and this is a very important second map, as you know there too, and we kind of saw what the strategy was for Duck Motif with I mean, it almost felt like they were just trying to do it for style at this point with the Kraken jumps. But now you can't. But now this is not a game where this is a map mode or really a mode in this case where you can't really do anything like that. So now key thing here is Control C if you can try to aim for the wipeout. I wouldn't be surprised. Yep, Bandit's gonna now switch to something something that I'm sure both teams are gonna be sensible with. It's going to be dueling snipers almost there. And key thing to note, Red Shell had the vanilla Octobrush. This one switching over to the other Octobrush with the Inkstorm and the beacons.
Absolutely, and now we're gonna be loading in sync here. I'm so excited. This is the first cap going on here, and you've got this fight. The pencil gonna be getting it, a double pencil on both sides, you know. But they're gonna be getting it on the side of Happy Hour. But look at this, Bandit here not wanting to let this go for free. You got the crab tank now coming out, as well as Sam's gonna be moving forward off that pressure very, very well. And you've just got so much blue so fast, but 2 down on the side of Happy Hour. Things could potentially change here, especially as Red Shell trying to make a move here on the side of that zone. But every time I think the zone is about to get capped or even go neutral, it looks like Happy Hour is just doing such a great job at defending it.
Yeah, Happy Hour is doing a fantastic job. More importantly, keeping the zones defended as much as possible, and I'd like to see how this one keeps going. Again, I'm with you on this one here, Toma. There were several points throughout that push where Duck Motif could have wrestled that one back, but then Happy Hour is just holding down for it until they just couldn't. It's 46 points remain, and we now see where the map starts to change. I guess we could say the elevation has changed just a bit, where the map kind of opens up now. So I need to see if Duck Motif can hold this one through as it tries Zuka. Actually, not able to find one, but it's actually just going to be another associate member going down, but it is going to be 3 down on the side of Duck Motif. For sure, we should be seeing a zone flip, and that's a nice little hold there from Happy Hour McDonald's.
Yeah, they're doing such a good job here now, too, and they've got this map just, like, painted so blue here at the moment, Keon. They want to deny basically every single entry point that they can on the side of Duck Motif, but Bazooka trying to find its way in and gets picked almost immediately, and you've got Sam there in that grab, just providing so much pressure into the base of Duck Motif that right now they're kind of struggling for a way out. Red Shell's looking to try to carve that path, looking at Sam, does find a pick, 2 down onto the zone. That is going to be the cap for Duck Motif.
And this is now the heavyweight that we were hoping to see here. Both teams just trading blow for blow for blow. We do see the Trizuka, by the way, getting one just like that. Trey is caught just a bit there, and that was Drifty, I believe, finding one. And now they're going to be out of the penalty points here for on the side of Duck Motif. Now they got special available. That is a Trizuka that is available. By the way, double Trizuka is a comp with speed. It's rolled into existence. That is one that's available. And in fact, the Trizuka, I believe, got 2, and that is enough spacing needed for the lead change here momentarily. And that cooler has disappeared on top. And Sam's just gonna have to use that crafting to paint back over the zone. But can they keep this one up there? Octobrush Duel is gonna go down. It's gonna be 2 down, actually on the side of Happy Hour at McDonald's. This trading keeps on going here, Toma, but with 14 points remaining, and now something to the neutral save for a few quick moments. Double Team might be back here, and they definitely have the lead. And now Happy Hour McDonald's needs to keep this zoned on.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to do so right now by getting that zone flip. They do have 3 down on Duck Motif. They really need to kind of get that aggressive positioning to where they can't allow Duck Motif to even be able to touch the zone, especially because there isn't a lot of penalty left here, just about 10 counts left remaining, and then they have to get through, the rest of those points and be able to take the lead. And they've got to watch out for Red Shell. Red Shell has been making these re-entries possible on the side of Happy Hour, and they're trying to do so here. They are able to get some picks, and there we go once again. We are going to see that zone flip on the side of Duck Motif, and you've got Happy Hour recapping the zone again, but they do have Duck Motif in a good staggered position. Just as I say that, though, now they're going to lose their shot. They have to be careful, Keon. It's going to come down really to these next few seconds, kind of these plays that come out here, especially as this penalty is ticking down. This is going to kind of be the, the potential in-game play that you see here.
Yeah, the end game now starts to lurk near as both teams are kind of within range of KO. It's going to be 2 down by the way of Duck Motif, and that will be another lead change. Happy Hour McDonald's needed this lead change here soon. Can they keep the zones alive? It's 2 down, and that's Trey that was just right there. And now this third map becomes even more important as Duck Motif wins game 1. Happy Hour McDonald's strikes back, winning game 2.
Absolutely huge, Keon, and we saw so many good moments, like you said there, just blow for blow for blow, and every single time we saw just Happy Hour at McDonald's and getting a commanding presence in middle. They get a really big stagger onto Duck Motif, and then you kind of look in, it would just be a combination of Red Shell plus another special or another player from the side of Duck Motif that'd carve back in. They'd find the cap, and then they would hold for just there a couple 10-15 seconds, and then you would have Happy Hour come back and just have the same situation and a little bit of a cycle. But finally, on the side of Happy Hour, they were able to find what they needed to break out of that cycle to deny Duck Motif the ability to get back into that zone for just long enough there to be able to take that game 2. And now they're in this, like you said, very, very pivotal game 3. And I don't think there is a more fitting stage to do it on than, the very final destination of Splatoon 3, Tower Control, Inkblot Art Academy.
As my one commentary partner Pumpkin says, we're back here again, probably at some point down the road. And hey, it is almost the final destination of every tower control map in existence here. Inkblot. Both teams should know what they're gonna have to deal with. But for those noting, it is gonna be around the second and third checkpoint where you gotta keep an eye on how those pushes progress, because it will literally be the difference between a game-winning push and a not game-winning push, of course. So I think both teams kind of knew what they're doing with each other, and now I need to know how this plays out.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it plays out too, and what, Keon, as far as you see from what worked from both teams over the past few games, what do you think is going to be the key to taking away a victory here?
So what we saw from game 2 so far is that both teams dished on a very paint heavy comp. The only exception being the Octobrush Duel that Red Shell dished out from Dapple. We saw both teams kind of just trading back and forth. We saw Bandit from earlier with the changeover of the sniper. We at one point point he would dish out the E-Leader crack, and this might be one of those maps where he would dish it out, and this is actually a perfect map to do so. So don't be surprised if we see that here. But other things you need to keep an eye on is shutting down your Trizuka users there. If that is almost your first priority, because the minute you see the Trizukas pop out, you almost see that both teams, I think, are getting picks. One after the other, and it was very important for Happy Hour McDonald's to do that. Trey was able to go back, but primarily with their own primary weapons. So look, pay attention to Trizuka usages. I'm wrong here, by the way. I'm banded, by the way, but I'll keep that in mind. But keep an eye out on Trizuka usage from both teams, where one member has a Trizuka, that might change the course of this game.
Yeah, it definitely can change the course of this game, Keon. We're going to be seeing like this loading out into here, into mid, as they kind of just are vying for control of these stacks, control of these pivotal positions here in mid. You already have the cooler out on the side of Duck Motif, and Red Shell, they're trying to take a very impressive position under these ledges, and it's just absolute mayhem goes on there, trying to pick up that crab. But right now they're going to have to kind of pivot back towards those towers. As you saw two go down, they are able to clear the first checkpoint, but it does look like that first push, is going to be coming to an end there.
First checkpoint is always going to be the checkpoint that generally will get cleared out in these situations, especially in a back and forth scenario. So hey, you do clear out one obstacle, but can you keep this one up? And again, I noted Trizuka usage. Can Dakim land a third shot? No, not quite yet. So that might still buy up some time, but the crab tank just follows suit. Okay, now we see you there, Sam, with the crab tank. Fine, and that's 3 members down right out of the gate. Happy Hour McDonald's, I believe, has woken up here in just a quick moment. In fact, it's going to keep on going for sure. It's 2 down on Duck Motif's end. For sure, the second checkpoint clears, Coma.
Yeah, and they're doing such a good job of holding up in that bats area, exactly what they needed to do in that moment. And now they are being forced back here some, but they do have 2 down on Duck Motif. They just have to keep an eye out on Kara there, but Kara's going to get this flat on to Sam. Now going to be forcing Dat Kid back to a great defense opportunity there for Duck Motif to finally kind of reset this, give themselves a little bit more space to breathe. But oh my gosh, Keon, a beautiful textbook push from the side of McDonald's.
Fantastic push from Happy Hour McDonald's, and they definitely need that to at least get the ground running. But that's 42 points for me. I would dare say not quite the push you necessarily need yet. I would not be surprised if they try to go for multiple attempts at it, try to see if they can take this one closer to the third, because the way both teams have been playing out, it almost feels like whoever gets the objective last is going to matter here. But Happy Hours and McDonald's, well, they listen to me and they want to make sure that objective gets protected. Now we get to see the movement. They get the wipeout. They send everybody up front to make sure Double Team has no entrances through. It's looking really strong so far, especially with Red Shell going down.
Yeah, it is, and you can already see Kara here backed up into that corner, and Trey is just over there absolutely holding down that area in bats. The fight with Sam does go in Kara's favor. They're going to be able to try to potentially pick up at that tower, but Trey drops down and finds the pick too, keeping that push alive for just a tad longer, but Bandit going to be wiping it up. And now Duck Motif really going to find their footing in here in mid. You already see Red Shells moving up really fast, already looking on that side where Dat Kid may be looking to drop. You've got a lot of paint going down in mid for them too. They're doing absolutely everything that they need to do to just start getting this push going forward, taking all this space, kind of textbook from what you want to see. Kara going to be picking up Dat Kid as they both pop Zuka, but unfortunately not going to be able to find anybody else off of that Red Shell, finding another pick. 2 down on both sides. It's an absolute bloodbath out here right now, Keon.
It almost continued on from game 2 on to game 3 with the way both teams have been fighting. They're just trying to find picks against each other, trying to make sure they look for any small advantages that they can, and that's where we are seeing how both teams have been playing. Happy Hour McDonald's was able to get the best of them, but now 28 points rating from an earlier push is still almost effectively within range, but we could see an even bigger response from Duck Motif. Again, I highlight here earlier with Red Shell, by the way, switching back to the early Octopus, which had the zip caster. That's going to be the things you want to keep an eye on, as the zip caster is stuck in a terrible place. That is unfortunately a wasted zip caster. You hate to see it. The Trizuka finds one, and that's Red Shell going down. There were so many ideas that zip caster could have been. Unfortunately, it is not one that gets any value.
That was so unfortunate there. And, now with, about a minute left in this game, Keon, those specials become even more important as Duck Motif has to get it together to be able to make a game-winning push here. But Sam going to be finding one, and another one goes down on the side of Duck Motif. You've got Dak Kid already pushing up 3 down on the side of Duck Motif. Happy Hour at McDonald's is wasting no time getting up here into Duck Motif's base. They can truly move fast, and you can tell that they want this, Keon.
They definitely want to make sure they move on to a 3-0 set record here in groups, and this is now critical moments here for Duck Motif. This Trizuka needs to find value, but they're trying to move up, and it's caught out of nowhere effectively, and it's 3 down, and alone Zap just can't really do a whole lot with everybody up front there. Now this has to be heroics. The jumps are gonna be coming in. They're just trying to do their best. They can't touch the tower. No, it's just a few seconds late, and then the crab tank, of course, was just there anyway. So you gotta get the crab tank out. What a nice rebound there we saw from earlier, where game 1 Duck Motif had it. The next 2 Happy Hours McDonald's like, all right, we saw what you're doing with the Kraken. Now let's just play it our way. That's Happy Hour McDonald's winning this one 2-1.
Yeah, Happy Hour at McDonald's putting an absolutely display of force there on that game, just showing off their speed and their aggression beautifully, Keon. What a wonderful set. That's going to allow them to go up 3-0. Currently in set records in this tournament. Duck Motif still definitely in this right now at 2-1. Going to be looking throughout the rest of the day to try to pick up 2 more wins to make their way to Alpha Bracket, but they're definitely a contender to be facing, and I think that they've got what it takes to be shown in Alpha tomorrow.
Oh yeah, and that's hey, both teams honestly have a lot of potential. They just have to run themselves into a heavyweight battle where Heavy Hour McDonald's play winning the end of this one. But hey, for Duck Motif, it's only just a 2-1. You only had a small blemish there. As long as you can rebound, you had a great strategy overall from game 1. You can't, but obviously couldn't be replicated in the next 2. So Duck Motif just looking to find ways to rebound throughout the rest of the day. Happy Hour McDonald's just one more. You're within range for that 4-2 qualifier for Alpha. A lot of things to keep an eye on in this charity event.
Absolutely. And speaking of charity, remember, if you want to donate, type !donate down in the chat. Looking at our recent donors, Libero Wolf going with 117.23. Thank you. Huge donation there. IPL's very own loved JPEG. Shouts out to my goats at IPL and Dapples, sending in $40. And guess what? Lily, who will be coming up here on mic next, donates $10, saying, "What kind of dog lives in a toilet?" Do you know, Keon?
I don't know, actually.
Poodle.
Oh my goodness.
You get it? But like I said, that's going to be wrapping us up on the map. We are on the mic. We've got 2 awesome commentators coming up after us. But before we go, Keon, tell me, where can the awesome people here at the IPL stream find you?
On the IPL side, you guys can find me at Keon2570, Twitter, Blue Sky, Twitch, of course, Twitter and Blue Sky. You know the drill by now. I just post whatever I feel like posting. Twitch is variety stream, including Splatoon. Just having to make sure I get that all fixed up and ready to go. And of course, the more important shout out: donate to this amazing cause for Gamers Outreach Foundation. This event. Where can the people find you, Toma?
Absolutely. They can find me at Crestagatier on Twitter or here at Twitch at twitch.tv/ttoma_. Once again, thank you to IPL for having us. Everybody come out, support this awesome charity event, and stick around. We still have 3 more rounds left of Swiss here today.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to HP for Heroes, a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Fusion and I are twinsies today, and I hope the rest of you are doing fantastic. How's it going, Fusion?
It's going pretty good. Completely accidental.
Yeah. I just did laundry last
realize-
night and was like, you know what? I'll wear this shirt. That's fine.
Gosh, I have a big pile that I need to do. I have a lot of chores and whatnot that still need to be done this Saturday. I guess I'm gonna get to that after this.
Well,
but
I mean, charity's more important than chores, right?
yeah, it is. They both begin with a C, I guess.
Exactly. And speaking of charity, it looks like while we were on break, we did receive another anonymous donation of $100. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. That brings us up to, if I'm not wrong, $1,950 total, which is incredible for a first day.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a lot of. I mean, this event's going to be going tomorrow as well. It's running on multiple Twitch channels. There's a lot of places we're going to be getting donations from, and a lot of time that we're going to be streaming Splatoon. And you guys can chip in to Gamers Outreach Foundation, supporting kids and hospitals to provide them with what we all know and love. Video games,
which is just fantastic. It's always amazing to give kids who are sick and in a horrible situation, you know, just time to feel better and have fun and feel like a kid. But in the meantime, it looks like we're getting right into our games. Fallen Squids. I'm just gonna say squids. Fallen Squids versus, I didn't even read the other name. This is my fault. I'm dropping the ball, y'all. Jingle bells, radha smells.
Okay, I thought I read Jingle Bells, but I wasn't sure if it was like the right part of the year, or I was just imagining it. Or, anyways, we're hopping into Undertow Rainmaker. We've got some interesting stuff going on. We've got that Pencil and Nautilus combo we've been seeing a lot, and even a Splat Roller, which we saw quite a bit of in the other charity tournament just a week or so ago. But this time, no weapon restrictions. We'll see if that roller is going to be able to get a lot of work done, trying to play the low ground here in mid, as the rest of the team seems to find an opening. The Zuka, I believe, finds two, so now the Rainmaker is going to be grabbed by Yellow. They're going to go for that first check, not able to make it. Mario shuts it down with a Zuka of their own.
Beautiful fight there. Unfortunately, Jingle Bell's not quite getting close enough, but with two down on the other side, that puts him in a good position to break this first checkpoint on the right-hand side. A very good fast checkpoint, but not often the most sustained push you're looking for. So it looks like we're going to set up get some specials out, and some specials coming out really, really quickly on the side of Fallen Squids as well. As this down, but two down to a Zuka, potentially three, is going to bring us. Wow, excuse me?
Oh my goodness, the Zuka finding two, then the Zuka gets dived on, but the Rainmaker gets grabbed. That's a certified Lily move, grabbing that Rainmaker while the team looks away, getting a lot of points on the board. The points come very quickly over on that right side. Jingle Bells is going to be hard for us to get any more points out of this, but that's a very nice push to just try and set up a defense here. As you know, they're continuing to play defense in the enemy spawn.
Yeah, you kind of only get away with a play like that once per match, unfortunately. Once you've done it once, the other team remembers, oh right, we can't leave the Rainmaker there, and picks that back up. But that was a very good push, all the way down to 29, which is almost, if I'm remembering correctly, almost to that slick area if you push on that left-hand side. So it's a very good push only a couple minutes into this game. And Heptaxel over here on the side of Jingle Bells, trying to get a little sneaky, gonna get picked off, and that should be a good mid-control for Fallen Squids. Cool.
Yeah. Fallen Squids gets that Rainmaker, but they're having a hard time just pushing up at the high ground. Two members get taken out. The roller just constantly sharking around mid, looking for blood, trying to chase them down in mid. The Zuka comes in with a pinch and finds that pick. And my goodness, Jingle Bells is just all over the Fallen Squids here. The Rainmaker's still in this corner of the map as they look to get more points on the board. They've just been keeping their eye on the right side of the map this entire time. They're trying to find a way to get it further in, but it seems like they're going to end up just having to settle to keep the push from Fallen Squids at bay for now and keep the Rainmaker away. And we actually have a disconnect coming out from Jingle Bells here and a pick from the Zuka. So Fallen Squids has an opportunity here. Not the way we like to see it, but it's there.
It's always tragic to see those DCs coming in, but I mean, it doesn't mean this game is over. A push to 29 is nothing to laugh at, and there's a very good possibility here that Jingle Bells could defend all the way to the end of the game.
Yeah, especially if Fallen Squids keeps targeting this side of the map. They're both pushing up the slick here. They find 2 picks. They're going to find a second one. Is anyone on the Rainmaker? They go for the strikes, so the respawns are going to be coming in. Here comes the Rainmaker running for it. They fall off the edge there. They're not going to get the points. And that's going to be 2 members taken out. Fallen Squids only has their Slosher left alive. They're going to back up into mid. And for now, Jingle Bells is hanging on to that lead just barely.
Just barely, but they are getting some more space here. That pushback on not Jingle Bells, the other one, Fallen Squids, all the way pushed back to mid. They are getting a bit more control back here. There's only a minute left in this game, so this is absolutely defensible, especially in this position. Fallen Squids kind of just has to let this reset, I think, or we could just go for it. Let's just run, I guess. Those trip strikes already burned. Just stopping that Rainmaker in time. The roller who's going to have to get aggressive and unfortunately does go down. So the Pencil's in a rough position here. Just has to stop them from touching that Rainmaker. Does it by sacrificing themselves, but puts them back in a bad position. The roller, unfortunately, got hit, and that is a dunk on the Rainmaker.
I'm just not quite able to get it in time. Being outnumbered can make it so tricky. The roller was nearly able to get in and get that pick, which I think could have, stopped the entire push from Fallen Squids. But unfortunately, you make one small mistake, and the points just keep on coming. But yeah. Good attempt there from Jingle Bells. It seemed like in a 4v4 match they had the upper hand. So going into the next game, once we get everyone back in the lobby, I'm expecting some good things from them. Do we know where we're heading? We're going to Hagglefish Zones, it seems.
Yeah, which I'm kind of leaning so far to Jingle Bells. If they can keep all their players in the lobby, Jingle Bells, I think, is my favorite for this one. Just there's so many flank opportunities for that roller, and that roller was playing incredibly well in that last game. And I mean, I suppose in a charity tournament with no gimmicks, if you're choosing to play roller, that puts you in a really good position.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if there's anyone who's dedicated to their weapon, it's roller players. The same goes with brush players as well. There's some specialists who just are able to make things work no matter what. And
Red Shell.
Yeah.
Who we saw earlier
Atomic,
today on stream.
Atomic, I want to call out. Atomic
yes.
switches off of roller a decent bit, but their roller is something fierce. And, honestly, there's few things scarier than a weapon that's insane at close range that can suddenly pop bubble and turn one pick into a one team fights. And
yeah,
I'm hoping to see some more of that. We saw some great Zukas coming out from Jingle Bells throughout the first game there. Hoping more of them are able to land, and I hope Fallen Squids is able to really press their advantage and take a clean 4v4 win, because they seemed a little bit on the back foot throughout the first couple of minutes of that game.
Yeah, absolutely. I still think Fallen Squids could take this. They now know what kind of comp and what kind of strategies Jingle Bells is going to be running, which is really big when you're playing against a roller. If you don't expect that to come out game one, it can be a little difficult to play around, especially on a map like Undertow Spillway. So moving into the second game, I think it's very possible that they'll be able to keep that roller under wraps, but it really comes down to whether or not they're prepared.
Yeah, this can certainly be a tricky map for rollers to get a lot of advantage out of. There's not many paths that you can get through mid on. So we'll have to see whether or not people like the Pencil and the two mid lines, a Slosher and Range Blaster on the side of Fallen Squids, are able to kind of slow them down and just not take their eyes off of that middle of the map. Because if they blink for a moment, the roller or the shot could get in through mid and do a lot of damage.
Absolutely. Heptaxel over here starting off on this game, doing a little bit of I don't know. It feels like we're just trying to figure out which direction to go. Swinging over to try to help their Charger friend. Charger looks like they handled that smoothly on their own, and the vac coming out is definitely going to cap that zone in the favor of Jingle Bells.
Oh my goodness. And while that's happening, we do see an incredible Zuka coming out from Humes. They're able to get a nice pick. We saw actually the vacuum was what opened the way for the roller and shot to kind of push through. The Zuka finishing them off. Humes is going to get forced out of spawn there, so no extra picks online. But we do see a special forced out of fallen squids here, but a nice direct is going to even things up. Still, fallen squids stuck in spawn. They're going to have that cooler online finally. The strikes are coming online as well. This seems like their opportunity for getting in the middle of the map, but now that the pencil's able to find a pick, this is looking a little bit grim for them. They're kind of just stuck and outpainted. They have nowhere to go against Jingle Bells.
Absolutely. Octa's Mike over here doing a fantastic job on that Charger, keeping things clear and getting some amazing picks. Both the Charger and the Roller playing incredibly well off of each other to keep things moving. The bubble popping last minute here to try to keep that zone fully uncapped. Unfortunately, is not going to succeed in the face of Fallen Squid's assault. But it doesn't look like they have much mid control off of that. It still feels like they're kind of on the back foot.
Yeah, they've been a little bit hard pressed to get through the middle of the map. Humes over on this left side finding a nice pick. The pencil's up on that high ground, but they're not going to be challenging while the rest of their team gets taken out. The pencil is able to get a member or two of Jingle Bells down, but still just not much paint control in mid. The two aggros coming out from Jingle Bells are still kind of able to run free on their side of the map. We really need to see the bucket and the shot coming out from Fallen Squid push through this middle of the map, and that could be just the opening they're looking for. Nario finds one pick. Now the zone is going to be capped, but they can't afford to blink for a moment or else the aggros are going to get back in from Jingle Bells.
It does look like Fallen Squids is getting set up here in a pretty good position to keep this going. The vac is going to come out and cause some problems for the slash over here on the left-hand side. And that might be a full cap on zone if it lands nicely, and it does. But it's wow, just I'm so surprised at how quickly Jingle Bells can get back in and get full control of the map. It feels like Fallen Squids has to give up a lot of room every time this happens, which is not great for them, especially when they're playing something like Slosh or Blaster.
Yeah, they're kind of going to need to play a more aggressive now that they're falling behind in terms of score, and the flank coming out yet again. This time from Lion on the end zap, not the weapon you typically see flanking, but it does get a lot of paint down while it does it. So that's a good work coming out from them. They find yet another over on that left side, and the specials are just going to come back in. We see a lot of the kind of inevitability coming out from Jingle Bells here. They have ways to get back in consistently, and it seems like Fallen Squids has just kind of been hoping to win some team fights. It feels like they haven't quite been utilizing the Zuka and strikes as well to get back in while those specials are coming out. Meanwhile, Jingle Bells looking to seal this game away for good. Heptaxel gets into their spawn, finds one pick that's going to slow Fallen Squids down a little more. The timer is continuing to tick. The strikes are going to fly onto the zone. I believe that may be a flip. It is not a flip this time. Now the timer is ticking. Fallen Squids need to get the zone right now.
Beautiful direct there from Alexa on the right-hand side. It does look like they're going to be able to flip this in a moment. I spoke too soon, apparently. We're not flipping the zone. Come on, guys. We're not flipping the zone. This is terrifying. Yeah, they really have to get the zone now. Those strikes are coming up, but a little too late. They really just needed the paint on the zone to flip it and buy them some time. Very, very unfortunate misplay there at the end. But it really did just feel like Fallen Squid spent most of that game just on the back foot. Anytime they gave an inch, Jingle Bells came in and took a mile and just let things absolutely run free. It was a beautiful play of aggression on the side of Jingle Bells, but not exactly what Fallen Squids wants to fight against, right?
Yeah, it felt like they were a little bit disconnected trying to get back into mid. We saw just how well coordinated the Jingle Bells, Radha Smells was we saw them using the ink fact to get through the zone, which is so difficult for a roller, then using that to place down an aggressive bubble. We saw some nice picks coming out from Fallen Squids, but we didn't see the kind of moving up with the specials that we saw from Jingle Bells. There wasn't quite as much like a coordinated pressure or focus like through the zone. We kind of saw they didn't quite have their eye on like winning the fight overall as a team. So I'm kind of hoping they take it a bit slower, trying to get their fights this time. And this is going to be a map to do that on. It's very difficult to get in here.
It is incredibly difficult. And, I'm looking forward to see what happens here. Because from what we've seen so far from Jingle Bells, that take an inch, take a mile thing, it just feels like they're just going to get right up into the enemy spawn on crab-leg capital clan blitz and just not let anyone else get back into the map, right? I feel like if they just take those grates and take that top right area, then all of a sudden Fallen Squids is in a bad position.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, it's going to be probably a little bit more difficult to get the kind of value at a roller on this map, but it's kind of interesting. This map has it has a good variety of ways you can succeed as long range, and enough ledges and whatnot that I do see quite a bit of like that short range succeeding. But if we do see something like the not pencil again from Fallen Squids, I feel like that can work pretty well. They just need to make sure to use the moments when they get the roller and the shot out of being alive and take the positions they need. We do see again that roller coming out. We see instead 2 shots coming out. A second Zuka, maybe hoping those extra shooter will provide a bit of aggression and mobility that they felt like they were lacking the past couple of games.
I did wonder if he would drop the roller for this map, but it looks like either they're a one trick or they're just that confident in that roller. I mean, it has been working for them up till now, so hopefully it continues to work for them. We already see one player down on the side of Jingle Bells, and Hepsax, I'm not quite sure how to get in on the opponents here.
Yeah, it can be a little bit tricky. Kind of got to play the alleys because this is very similar looking to Hagglefish. Yeah, there we go. The strikes come out. The enemies think about pushing, and that's when you counter push. Moving up into the bubble, they're going to have to leave it. It's a trade situation there as they go down to a Zuka, but now it's going to be Fallen Squids who goes 3 members down. Jingle Bells is going to have the aggressive opportunity for a push. The Vac comes out. Lion doesn't have a clams just yet. They get 1 power clam in. The Vac shot is going to come out. That is going to be 1 power clam online, but that is going to be it for now. So an early lead for Jingle Bells, but not the kind of crazy push you expect to see, or not the kind of push you really want to see on a map like this that's so difficult to get in.
Yeah, absolutely. Once you get in, you kind of want to get those big points, but I mean, good shots like the ones coming out from Fallen Squids means there's only so much you can do. Octosmike over here trying to get some mid control for their team. They're losing a little bit, but that pick is going to open things up a little bit more for their roller player, who does unfortunately go down, I think, to a Zuka there. So things are not looking super great for Jingle Bells right now. That Zuka coming out as a Hail Mary to try to keep the members of Fallen Squids. I think it is going to work, but they do have a football on their side, so they at least get that passive clam charge, the special charge.
Yim's doing a very nice job playing that left side. We saw them kind of lined up for the Zuka. They know that Fallen Squids was going to be eyeing for that ramp. Wow, this is the charger on the aggressive here, getting a point-blank pick and the power clam in. Just enough time to get the ink vac off. This is going to be big clams on the board for Jingle Bells here. That's going to be all the way down to 42. Now the Zuka comes out. Are they able to find it? Not quite at close range, but a nice push. Now that charger, Octosmic's still going to be alive and kicking. They find yet another pick. This is going to just keep the momentum going, keep Jingle Bells in the middle of the map, and continue making it difficult for Fallen Squids to get anywhere past mid.
Truly, when your charger player is the last player alive, you kind of just expect them to back up and hold some space and try to stay alive. to get a pick like that and that kind of disadvantage is just so powerful and can swing the momentum back to your team so quickly, because the amount of just fear it sparks in the enemy team is insane.
Oh, nice job. We actually see push in one team over the right side, I believe. That's going to be 2 power claims into the basket from Fallen Squids. This is a nice push starting from them. 3 members are going to go down in the process, but that's a good chunk of that deficit cut out. Now it's the Pencil finding the pick on the other side, but they need to be careful. That's 2 members down. We have an Ink back online. Here they go. The power claim gets thrown forward. The Vac is going to lead the way. It's not going to be... the members are not going to be able to be taken out in the process. The power claim comes in. That leads the way for that roller to get a bubble down. But where are the clams? Anyone? Any clammers? No, we're unfortunately out of clams. The pity was in their spawn. They did not have enough to keep it going, but really great setup coming from them. They're going to still be alive and on the plat, but a little bit far from the basket and needing to stall it until the basket drops back down again. Yumes just has their eye on continuing this push as they find another with Zuko.
And with 3 down, it does look like they're going to be able to get this pushback off. The Vac coming out yet again. Didn't we just have one? Gonna pop that on that basket. Already down to about the 32-point mark. Below that puts them in an amazing position. Getting that many clams in the opposing team in the last minute of the game is going to be very difficult for Fallen Squids.
Yeah, it certainly is. They're going to need, 3 power clams to get back this lead here. That's quite a bit just with 30-something seconds left. They're going to need to clear out this roller, and they're especially going to need to deal with Yumes on that shot, because we saw things like that Zuka able to shut down the push through these narrow hallways pretty much at will if they're alive. So that is going to make it even more difficult, as now Fallen Squids is going to be pushed back a bit. They find picks, but not on the charger or that shot with the Zuka. They have 1 power clam online. They're going to need a heck of a lot more than that. There is the second one. They're going to need more yet. But still, now they need to get into the basket. They're all marked. Are they going to be able to find a way in? Here's Hiptaxel running through the middle. They're not able to find a pick, but the strikes are going to come out and create some space. Are they going for some sort of super jump there? No, it's going to be 1 member on that top right, but they're kind of stuck alone there. Nerio's going to get the power clam into the basket. The jumps are going to come out. There's the second power clam. They need some more. They don't have any more powers online. No single clams. It's just going to be Atriu holding these clams in mid, and they're nowhere near close enough to get them in time. A very good attempt, a close game, but Jingle Bells is going to hang on and take the set.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic job there on the, I would say defense, but it was more of an offense as a defense in that last bit. They did a fantastic job of just keeping up that aggression, keeping up the clam control, and even though the other team managed to get 2 power clams at the end of the game, that wasn't enough even to take it over and take over the game, because they had done such a good job throughout the game of pushing and getting those points down. It's just, yeah, absolutely fantastic. Congratulations to Jingle Bells. I was going to say progressing, but we're in Swiss and not double elimination. So, you know, I guess still progressing. Both teams will be progressing, just in different ways.
Exactly. Congratulations on making it through yet another round of Swiss. Enjoy your several-minute break while we wait for every other team to finish this round. But yeah, Jingle Bells, really, we saw a lot of just nice kind of combination of specials coming out from them throughout the match. We saw them using the Vac quite well to get in. We saw a lot of value out of the Zuka from Yumes as well. That's just kind of a special that works pretty well on its own, but I think like the Vac bubble combination was it seemed very consistent for them, and they were able to really make it work to get in, especially like on Clamblitz.
Yeah, and it was beautiful Clamblitz play. I think they probably could have knocked it out on that very last push they made if they had managed that clam economy a little bit better in mid. They just kind of ran into a point where there's just no more clams to put in, but they had such good control that they probably could have just ended the game there if they had that control over the clams as well. But, I mean, all of that said, we did receive a donation during that set. So Jack of All with a $10 donation. Thank you so much. If you want to donate to this amazing charity, hit that !donate in chat and pop on over. Plug in your PayPal. Let us take all of your money for a good cause.
I'm going to have to donate a little bit a little bit later, maybe tomorrow while I'm not on, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, be sure to hit !donates and give for a good cause. The proceeds are going to the Gamers Outreach Foundation.
Yeah, the trick is to donate when someone you like is on microphone and then put a silly message in there so they have to read it. Like, I used to love making K-Bot, especially, but anyone really, read like really bad dad jokes, as I made Toma read here earlier today. So it's fantastic.
I did send you the clip of 9 going meow 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 meow.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to make someone meow, you know where to make that happen. Yeah, what can you do?
Yeah.
It's the best part.
We're doing silly things for a good cause.
Exactly. Like one time back in the day, I don't think it ever got made, sadly, but I'll censor myself here. K-Bot and I were supposed to ASMR read the book Go the Frick to Sleep. I don't think that ever got made. That was like pre-pandemic. That was like a long time ago. But fun stuff happens on this stream. Any stream for charity. I feel like we always have a good time.
Yeah. We definitely do. Sorry, it's a sleepy Saturday.
It is. I was gonna just vibe this afternoon, and then my cat was like, hey, so it's comfortable in bed, but I would love to have someone to cuddle with. And I was like, oh, you're being so polite. Like, how could I say no to that? So I ended up, after lunch, just, laying down with my cat again, and it's like snowing lightly outside, and I put on some chill music on my phone, and then I may or may not have fallen asleep. We won't talk about it.
I got up early this morning. I got a cup of coffee. I went back to sleep for like 3 hours, and that was nice. And then my cat Maki does this lovely thing where if I have a glass of water next to my bed, she sticks her paw in it and just keeps like splashing water. And I think she's learned that if she like moves it hard enough and threatens to knock the glass over and spill all of the water, I get out of bed, because she has spilled the water like she spilled it 4 days in a row, and I'm like, you're not doing this anymore to me. I'm getting out of bed even if it kills me.
Oh my gosh. Mine has
very endearing.
Mine has figured out. I have a touch lamp on my bedside table. It's like one of those like 3-tier lighting things, and she's figured out that she can turn it on too. So she'll just sit there and tap it, and the like light will just go from like off to dim to brighter to brighter, and then dim brighter dim brighter brighter, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Sophie's starting a rave.
It's cute, yeah, pretty much. Looking at some results from that round 4 we just watched, there's a few other things going on out there. Let's see if there's anything super interesting. We do have a win for Secret Elixir going up over Funny Emoji Wiper. We have Duck Motif taking a win over the Sea Squirts. Alliance Moon taking a win over Back to the Lab again. Distinct winning over Mango Heckmack. Interesting.
I saw a cherry magnum in there. And a lemonade as well.
Yeah, there's a prickly pear lemonade has taken a win off of crit tickle skirmish something. Some interesting names going on. Yeah. Sweet and sour scallywags over whip in progress. Absolutely beautiful. I'm loving some of the names for this event. Road rage over krill streak, which I feel like is just the same thing. Either way, that's some fantastic picks here. Like, there's some teams here I wouldn't have expected to take the win. I know we did just watch Duck Motif take a loss against Happy Hour at McDonald's or something like that, who has gone on to take a win off of Yaotl Teotl. That's not how you pronounce that, I'm sure. I am absolutely sure I'm getting
That's
roasted.
like definitely like something Aztec.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is though.
Yeah, that team consists of Lex, One Shot, Cassie, and Ryanator, so a very,
That
very
makes
strong
sense.
team. And Happy Hour at McDonald's does take that win, so fantastic job there. We'll continue to see them advancing with no stop, it seems.
Yeah, sorry. I opened up the Start GG page because I wanted to see who Happy Hour at McDonald's was, and I look at the roster, and it's Dad, Sam, Frey 52, and Lexi.
Yeah.
It's 3 different people have named themselves Sam on that team. One of them is the Velocity Sam, but I don't know who the others are.
I feel like we have enough Sams in the community. We could make a pretty high-level Sam team.
Probably. I remember you were. We've had that conversation before. You just you take all the Pikas in the community and put them on one team. You take all. But we could do that with real names too, or just in-game names. I guess there's enough Sams to do it.
Absolutely. Sorry, I got a bit distracted. There's some birds out on my tree who are. We have like a bad crabapple tree in our front yard. That's it's like not cultivated at all and not sprayed, but it still produces like these tiny little like grape-sized or cranberry-sized crab apples, which feed the birds in the winter, which is kind of nice. So there's some birds out there. Cedar waxwings, if anyone in the chat is interested in birds. We got some cedar waxwings out there eating up at the fruit, and it was distracting me. Listen, birds are awesome.
Birds are cool. I do
enjoy
have
them.
I have a little bird feeder, so the cats can watch as well.
Nice.
Don't get too much of a variety of birds right here where I am, but like I don't know. Maybe it's the food. gotta give different food for the different birds, or maybe.
Yeah. I mean, you're in a
something
city
like that.
too, aren't you? So.
I mean, yeah, I'm in
That
the
doesn't
city. I guess
help.
I'm closer to some of the trees and stuff. We do have our next match ready for us. It's going to be Ocean Harmony versus Drum and Bass. I recognize Lactose and Entei, I think. I'm not super familiar with a lot of the other members on these two teams, but given that we're both wearing Harmony shirts, I feel like we're gonna have to work to not be super biased in this match.
I think people can forgive us, right? It's Harmony. She's cute.
Absolutely, but yeah,
I feel like it should be fine. And then Drum and Bass, aptly named for this weekend's Splatfest, that I hope everyone is enjoying. The new fizz bangs and everything. I haven't had a chance to play yet, so I haven't had a chance to try out those fizz bangs, but they sound fun.
Yeah, I haven't. That's definitely something I've kind of been looking for in Splatfest. I've always felt it was like, missing a little bit of a pizzazz, and now you can like throw a little like blaster shot firework things. It seems pretty fun. I haven't gotten a chance to try it out, but I do want to. I'm probably gonna log on a little after this today. But here we go. Hopping in, it's going to be a Mako Mart. We got a lot of interesting stuff coming out. Yeah, we have E-Leader and a few Sloshers on one side. We have Blaster, Stamper, and Bow on the other. Which of these teams are going to come out on top? Because, I kind of just saw the Drum and Bass team here, and I'm like, this is kind of reminding me of the team that, whatever... I can't even remember the name of the team that won Genesis with Aerito and whatnot. It looks very similar to that comp. Mickey Mart, that's the one.
Yeah.
Definitely looks a little bit inspired by that, but which of these backlines is going to come out on top? This time it's the Zuka that wins the backline battle, and it's already a 3-down situation onto Drum and Bass.
I feel like both these teams were like, hey, how do we make the perfect tower control comp? And then just did their best. Both these are looking fantastic. We've already broken the first checkpoint with 2 members over here on the left-hand side trying to put a stop to that tower and are not going to succeed. Ocean Harmony just barreling on through to this second checkpoint, and Random trying their absolute best to fight off that tower, but it's going to have to give up some space as that E-Leader comes in above them. It's a terrible situation here, but it does look like the team manages to stop that tower advancement about 3/4 of the way through that checkpoint, so at least they got it before it broke, which was the important part. Beautiful shot from that bow, but Bazooka coming out again when 2 are already down is not going to be a great place to be.
Yeah, the bow doing a great job slowing down the tower, but the slowing it is not quite enough. It's still going to be Ocean Harmony on the aggression here now. Jaden trying to get Locto stuck in the corner. They find a nice direct, so that is going to be a neutral situation finally for Drum and Bass. They're going to look to try and be aggressive, get some points on the board. They're going to try and pin down members of Ocean Harmony on that left side. There's going to be one by the tower, 2 get taken out in the process. Now it's Jaden on the blaster trying to slow things down. They have the bubble on tower, but they're the last one alive. They're going to get taken out, and Ocean Harmony back on the aggressive.
Yeah, I felt like that machine was gearing up to push that bubble even if there was more than one person up, but once there was only one up, there was no way they were going to let that go. Just Trip Strikes coming out a little early here on that checkpoint is going to give them back control of mid pretty quickly, but with 2 players down, they're going to have to play a little more conservatively. Rainfall coming in here on the right-hand side and taking out 2 people pretty quickly with that Tri-Slosher. He's doing a fantastic job, and this tower with Ocean Harmony is just relentless.
Yeah, for real. Now Hydra's up in this top left. They can do a lot of damage from up here. They even get the close range kill on the Stamper. They find yet another on the left side. Now they're chasing down that bow. They win another fight. That's going to be a wipeout, a triple kill from Hydra. Now the tower rolling into that final checkpoint. And they on the tower trying to keep it moving forward. There's going to be a lot of pressure onto that tower. They're going to be forced to back up a bit. Over in that top left, it seems like the 2 aggro's got taken out, but Random has other ideas. They are going to try and continue moving the tower forward, trying to get these slashes vertically onto the tower to slow things down, but it's not going to be enough to get 1 pick. The points just nearly, they nearly get the knockout there, but just barely. Drum and Bass is hanging on for now. They find a few picks and the tower is going to roll back all the way to that first checkpoint. Finally, a little bit of breathing room for Drum and Bass.
A little bit, but it does look like they still have a Tri-Slosher here on their left-hand side. Was in behind them, got another pick, and is still causing chaos on that left-hand stack, allowing the E-Leader to come in and get a fantastic pick on that tower. It feels like no matter how much room they gain in mid, there's always just someone like behind them or in their walls and trying to take them out. Jaden getting a few amazing picks here. He's hopefully going to send that now going in the other direction. They still have 3 checkpoints to break, so a minute left in this game. They really need that momentum.
Yeah, I believe that was 3 picks coming out from the blaster, but they're going to need some more help than that to take this first checkpoint. There's not enough paint over there already. The members of Drum and Bass are forced back towards their drop. The Stamper gets aggressive here, trying to find a pick on their drop. They have 1, but they're going to still need more. 2 members go down. Random's going to get taken out on the recall from the Zipcaster, and just the members of Drum and Bass are unable to get past the constant sloshers coming out from Ocean Harmony here, and now 20 seconds left. Drum and Bass needs to make a run for the tower.
Honestly, they really don't have much time left here. 15 seconds left on the clock is going to put them in a rough position. They just need to reach that tower. 2 members down, 10 seconds left, but both those members had a special up and ready to go. They do manage to get control of the tower, but they don't have much room to move here in mid. And there's members just running forward from Ocean Harmony. That Booyah coming out at the final in the overtime. Full wipeout, and that is game. That was a beautiful and commanding game from Ocean Harmony.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw the tower only make it to the first checkpoint for Drum and Bass. We saw a lot of really nice, well-coordinated, aggressive play coming out from Ocean Harmony there on tower control, and it seems like they went with the double slosher comp, maybe to fit this map, but I don't know what their mains are, so it's a little bit hard to know for sure. But going into zones, I feel like generally that same sort of comp is not going to play into their favor as much, but very much like Mako, this can kind of be a snowbally map even for zones. You get into the enemy spawn and it is very hard to get back in.
Absolutely. It's one of those maps that retake is very, very important. Like for myself, I'll often run a trip strikes over cooler and just run coolerless on that map because of how important it is just to get into the map physically, especially once you're locked out, and it can be incredibly difficult. So I don't know if they're going to continue to run that double slosher. It's a pretty good map for it. That top mid area allows for a lot of hijinks, and so does the big circle snipe area allows for a lot of hijinks involving those sloshers. So it's possible we'll see them come back, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them switch.
Yeah, we'll see what shenanigans they're going to be getting up to here. It seems like they've locked in fairly quickly, so I'm gonna guess they may stick with the same thing, but it's a bit hard to know at this point. Drum and bass. What do you think they need to do in order to really, get back some of their footing? Because it felt like they were just unable to really put their foot down in mid. Anytime they tried to get aggressive, they kind of got like sectioned off from the rest of their team. Do you think there's anything they need to do?
Paint more. Really, that's the big one. I feel like we just saw a lack of paint control in general. And I mean, if you're looking for paint control and you're comfortable with Dynamo, I guess that's one route to go for sure. A Tenacity and a Haunt on that end zap is going to be an interesting play as well. Hopefully we'll give them a bit more information, a bit more control. Hydra just bowling and hello? Excuse me? So... All right, Ocean Harmony. Ocean Harmony has just said you can make all the adjustments you want. We're still gonna be in your walls, and that is absolutely wild.
Yeah, my goodness, Hydra just held forward from spawn into drum and bass spawn from the start of that game, and supplied their team with that full wipeout. The Super Trumps are going to be coming out onto the zone. Here comes drum and bass attacking both sides of the zone. The Dynamo is actually going to survive on that right side and get some paint down. So this seems like it's going to be a cap for Ocean Harmony. If they're able to get that left zone, they're winning the fight overall. That is indeed going to be the cap. Really quick rebound after what was a non-existent first fight.
Absolutely. This ballpoint here on the top mid area is going to provide a lot of really good pressure, but it looks like the members of Ocean Harmony just don't care. They don't care about your pressure. They don't care what weapons you have in good positions. They just said, we're going to move in. Wow. This is a level of aggressive confidence that you tend not to see until you get to really high level competitive.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit crazy to see one person running in against three and winning. It's just, you got to take the fights without anyone being able to react in time. Now Ante up on that top mid trying to find a pick. They get supported by Lactos on that Dread Ringer and are going to survive as a result. The Inkjet doesn't find anyone. Hydra's already back in the enemy spawn. They find yet another pick. Now the timer below 50 points left. It's going to be Ocean Harmony trying to seal this game away. The fight goes on the right side. The Zip Caster unfortunately can be a bit of a death button if you use it in the wrong circumstances, but still 20 seconds left. Is there anything that can be done? Drum and bass needs to make a run for it. They're running out of time. They find one pick. Can they neutralize a zone? They're not able to get close enough to do that. That's going to be a shutout and lockout from Ocean Harmony.
I'm still blown away by that opening push. That just let's run directly into their snipe and kill 3 people on the way and then take full control. They just, drum and bass didn't stand a chance there. Ocean Harmony really was just bulldozing.
Yeah, I mean, I was very surprised they were able to get back in. So they were able to battle back a little bit towards the start and take a nice fight win. But once they kind of ended up getting staggered a bit by Ocean Harmony, it felt like they just didn't have an answer. I think the kind of aggressive play that was coming out from Hydra in particular just kind of ended up snowballing against drum and bass.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it also just felt like
like the comp adjustments they made to try to make things feel better, I think were a good idea, but unfortunately they kind of just got read by Ocean Harmony, who was just like, oh, so you're playing a bit of a slower moving, more paint heavy comp, okay, let's just run at you. So it really was, those adjustments that they made were really good, but unfortunately just couldn't stand up to that kind of aggressive presence coming out of Ocean Harmony. So we do have our third game on Rainmaker Museum. So this game, this map tends to be a little bit more of a like a stop and go kind of thing, where you like move into a position, you have to hold it for a little bit before you can continue moving forward. So this might play into drum and bass's comps a little bit better, since you have to wait on that Rainmaker. You can't kind of just run forward, and especially around that spinner area, you kind of have to, you know, maintain that space for a bit. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. They're changing it up again. It's going to be the carbon roller this time instead of that dynamo, shrinking a few sizes with the Nautilus to back it all up. This is a very interesting kind of dynamic. We do indeed see the double slosher coming out again from Ocean Harmony. But yeah, drum and bass going one member down. They're having a hard time just holding their ground in mid. The Rainmaker's up on top. They get a trade out of the situation. So that's going to end up working in drum and bass's favor, despite being in a bit of an awkward spot towards the middle of the first fight. And they're going to just kind of try and regain some paint in mid and the kind of control that they're hoping for.
Yeah, this drum and bass comp adjustment completely is them acknowledging that speed and pacing was the issue and trying to fix it. That's 100% what this is. Unfortunately, a beautiful play there from Hydra coming through mid is going to get that pick on the Rainmaker and the pick on the recall. Only a carbon left on respawn is going to give Ocean Harmony full control of mid once again.
But this time it's actually Jaden, the Nautilus on the flank. Yeah, they find the pick onto that Rainmaker. That's going to slow things down quite a bit. Drum and bass doing a nice job. They are indeed keeping up that pacing. Random finds another pick. They need to be really aggressive here and move ahead of that Rainmaker. Entei slowing things down on that leader, looking for yet another pick. The Zuka's going to come out, stop the Rainmaker before the checkpoint. Again, kind of putting the chicken, putting the chicken before the what is the phrase?
The horse before the cart?
Yeah, putting the horse before the cart, before the eggs, before the handbasket, and Jaden is going to be able to get that Rainmaker, support the Rainmaker getting, and they're going to end up backing up in this situation. The Nautilus is going to try and slow things down in the fight in mid here. Again, we did see the early aggressive push here come out from drum and bass, and it's worked out for them so far, but the Rainmaker surviving, everyone jumping on it. That's not a good situation. That's going to be a free checkpoint back for Ocean Harmony. They're looking for even more here. They're going to get a free pop out of this situation, and maybe another 20 points supported by that double Inkzuka kill.
Very good pick on that Rainmaker, stopping them before they get past that 40-point mark and before they get past these pillows is really important. A 2 down on the side of Ocean Harmony is going to give drum and bass a really good position and time here to try to, you know, clear out this plat area. They are going to drop that Rainmaker. Beautiful pull over here. They aren't going to get very far. It looks like this E leader in mid is probably going to stop this from getting too far ahead of things. But even just getting that pull out to mid and allowing them to reset their plat area is very important. So now we have 3 in mid popping that Rainmaker, and Random over here on the left-hand side able to get a couple picks and keep things a little more safe.
Jaden on that right side. No, they're not going to be able to get away with this. Yeah, there's a little bit too much going on here. Yeah, they're going to end up getting like triple teamed over on the right side. I like the spirit, not quite able to get behind the entirety of Ocean Harmony there. But yeah, we're going to need to see real kind of aggressive play coming out from drum and bass if they want to take this back. They have been playing a little bit behind the Rainmaker and have not been able to really take some clean fights with it as a result, or get the pushes they've wanted. But Jaden on this right side has an opportunity to set something up for their team. That's going to be a rain coming out. That's a lot of paint control going their way. They find another pick on the machine that's going to be leading the way for the Rainmaker, but I believe that E-Litter just got a collateral on 2 members, and that is, if anything's going to kill your momentum, it's that.
I was just holding my breath there, hoping for that slice to hit, because that would have been so such a fun clip, but unfortunately a little bit of a whiff there. Now the members of Ocean Harmony are looking around for Random. Does find them. 3-on-1 over here. Random unfortunately going down, but it does buy their team a little bit of time in mid. I'm not sure if it's, as helpful as we were hoping it would be, but it was definitely funny.
It certainly was pretty funny. Yeah, that's going to be the Stamper jumping in and getting taken out. Just a lot of good defense coming out from Ravel and the rest of the members of Ocean Harmony. Now with less than a minute left, they need to defend this lead. This is not that big a lead. There's no checkpoints in the way. They need to be careful they don't get caught on like the low ground, and the Rainmaker can't get just snuck by them. But that's going to be Revile trying to find 2 picks here. They're looking for a third on that Stamper. They find it. Now just 1 member. That's going to be Maniac coming out of spawn. But yeah, the Rainmaker in possession of Ocean Harmony. They can kind of sit back with this. Now Drum and Bass needs to make a run for the Rainmaker. There's 5 seconds left. They get the kill, but that's going to be 2 members taken out as collateral. It's going to be a grab. No, it's not going to be your grab for Ocean Harmony. There is going to be Jaden getting the Rainmaker, but quickly stuffed out by Hydra yet again.
It felt like you could feel the panic a little bit from Drum and Bass there. They were kind of just like trying to move forward without covering their bases, like they didn't have any paint in mid and they were trying to drop in to pick up the Rainmaker, picking up the Rainmaker before they had a foundation set, and it felt like they were panicking a little bit, trying to move faster than they actually physically could in those last moments. So they definitely made a great adjustment there, moving to a faster comp, realizing what that problem was and adjusting for it, and just things got a little bit away from them in that last game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, we could kind of see moments where they were getting their footing and they identified like what they needed to do in order to improve and have, I guess, a better time against Ocean Harmony, who was just so consistent throughout that entire match, but they were not able to figure it out quick enough. And Ocean Harmony is going to take that set 3-0. And we're going to be moving on to our next round of Swiss.
Before we do that, though, we have to wrap up the current round of Swiss. It looks like there's still a few games in progress, but the ones that have wrapped up show Happy Hour at McDonald's taking a win over Prickly Pear Lemonade. We have some Duck Motif winning over A2. We have Rotzloffel. Thank you, Noctis and Storm Hero, for making me say that. Taking a win over Road Rage. Sea Squirts taking a win over Back to the Lab again. Inked taking a win over Wiper, SGU. Jingle Bells, Radha Smells, who we just saw on stream not too long ago, taking a win over Funny Emoji Face Wiper. Freddy Fazbear taking a win over Tidal Vortex. Break Into the Waves taking a win over Sweet and Sour Scallywags. Ocean Harmony over Drum and Bass, which we just watched. And Jelly Squids taking the win over Night Logic. We're still waiting on a few sets to wrap up here. It looks like 6 or so, just from trying to do a quick estimate. But, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I nothing too terribly surprising so far from these wins, I found. Overall, things looking about how I would expect them to go. Poem Panic winning. Oh, that is one that I guess wouldn't have expected. The Yaotl Teotl, which is not how you say that at all. But we're just gonna go with it. The Lex One Shot Cass, C and Ryanator team did take a loss to Poem Panic, which is Chara, Atomic, Zenith, Goss, and I think that's Palu there without clicking through. So that is another one to keep an eye on. I feel like we'll probably be seeing Happy Hour. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Happy Hour fight Poem Panic next round, because those teams both seem to be doing quite well today.
Wiping on a nat 1. God, I would wipe on like a 10.
Honestly. Yeah, things are going quite well. And taking a look at our donation, we are running, of course, a charity stream. This is HP for Heroes that you're watching, which is an IPL and Dapple Productions co-op hosting this tournament for the benefit of Gamers Outreach Foundation, which are a beautiful organization. I've done charity commentary for them before in the past. They donate and I guess I maintain, but they donate games and gaming systems and stuff to children's hospitals, so that children who are hospitalized and sick and who need a sense of normalcy or a sense of being a kid in their lives can, play games and feel good and have that community aspect as well in the hospital. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And we do have a donation coming through from NM, a $50 donation. Says an amazing cause that I have to support, happy goal making. So that brings us up to $2,010. So it does look like we've met our initial goal. Absolutely fantastic on the first day of stream to meet the initial goal. And hopefully we can just set, a higher goal. Everything else is gravy, right?
Yeah, just gotta move the goalpost and try and get as much support for Gamers Outreach Foundation as we can. You can find the donate link with !donate. Again, the money is going towards HP for Heroes. Everybody likes video games,
And I have no way to promise that this is going to happen, but if we hit $4,000, I think I could probably get 9 to wear some cat ears. I have no, like I said, I have no way to promise that this will happen, but I feel like I could coerce him, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. You could definitely do that.
It's me. I feel like I could manage that. I'd be like, "Knight, it's for charity. Wear some cat ears," and he'd probably be like, "Ugh, fine." I feel like that's very doable, honestly.
It reminds me that sorry, you saying that just reminded me that I have something I can blackmail 9 about, but I'm not going to say it on stream.
Well, no, then you're wasting your blackmail. You gotta save it. God, yeah, like now it must have been like 4 or 5 years ago now.
My poster 9.
4 or 5 years ago now, I bought 9 a sweater and just mailed it to him. I didn't tell him what it was. I just told him, like, your gift is coming to you for Christmas. You're gonna have to wear it or else. And apparently he still wears it to this day. It's a sweater that says Holiday Himbo on it. It's a Christmas sweater. and he insists he's not a himbo, but he wears the sweater, so... Coincidence? I think not.
Oh my god, that photo of him, was it Kello? Was it Hello Kello who drew 9 like with like shorts and like a soda and the Holiday Himbo sweater, like standing in the snow?
Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna lock it in. If we hit $4,000, 9's gonna wear cat ears.
Oh heck yeah! Get in your donations. We're promising things we can't guarantee.
Yeah. That's how we roll here. And by we, I mean you and I, not like IPL. IPL tends to promise things I can actually follow up on. I tend to go above and beyond. It's fine. But I mean, it's great. It's great. An absolutely beautiful cause. Like we were saying earlier, hit !donate and donate or else. If
someone donates right now, I'll bring my cat on stream. I'll bring a cat on stream.
I might too. I can message my brother and tell him to wake up the cat and deliver her. Yeah. If we get $25 before the hour, we'll go get cats.
Let's go.
That's our promise to you. And it's still snowing outside. It's just one of those days,
Mm-hmm.
It just keeps snowing, and I won't stop. It's not my favorite. I thought we were finished. We had some like beautiful days. This is gonna be in Celsius. Hang on. Let me see if I can convert. We had some beautiful days like in the 50s. And I was sure. Yeah, when the 50s Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
that's Fahrenheit. We were like in the teens in Celsius, the 50s in Fahrenheit, and it was pretty beautiful out. And I was like, oh yeah, and so it's spring is here. The spring is here. The tulips are coming up. There's no better sign that spring is here. And then it's snowing again. So what do I know?
Mm-hmm. It like got kind of crazy. It got crazy warm here for a bit. It was like it became 75 for like a couple days, and now it's back in like the 40s or 50s, which is, I don't know, weather's crazy. But
yeah, it's been a weird winter, but what can you do?
Mm-hmm.
What can you do? Keep trekking, I guess. Looking at our bracket, it looks like we're just waiting on one more set to finish up. Blake's rudder. Just said that versus Peace Strikers. That's a good question. What? I have no idea. Peace Strikers, I do recognize Woomy playing. I don't really recognize many of the other names on this one, but yep, that's a set that we're waiting on now.
I just noticed the team called Poem Panic says Zenith Teasm.
Yup. Yeah, that's Chara and Atomic, Zenith, Goss, and Pellu. So.
I just noticed that was spelled wrong.
Strong team there, but Teasm.
Strong Teasm.
Yup. Gosh, it's a day. It's a day, and we've hit our goal. So now we have a new goal. Oh, I can now announce this. We now have a new. Okay, so our original goal was 1,000. So we blasted through that earlier today to make our secondary goal, which is 2,000. Now we have our third goal, which is, I'm gonna give you a guess. 3 guesses. The first 2 don't count. Yeah,
are you asking me or are you asking chat?
Whoever.
Because I already pulled up, I refreshed the page and I see it.
They're cheating! Yeah, 3,000 is our new goal, so hopefully we can end that, hit that before the end of our block. But if not, I trust that y'all can hit it, tomorrow? Say by like 9 a.m.? Donations overnight, we won't even be live. It'll just happen, That's what I believe. Mm-hmm. Gonna happen, and there's still 3 minutes left to get that $25 in to get us the cat. Anonymous, a $10 donation. Big fan of the Silly Fusion duo. Please let kitties sleep, only bring them in if they're awake. Oh, but see, the cat wakes me up, so I feel like I should be allowed to wake her up. I feel like that's just good manners. She's the one I would bring in, she's deaf, so she won't know the difference. She'll just wake up and like sleep in my arms instead. So another $15 and we'll go get cats. You got 3 minutes.
Gotta go fast.
And that 3 minutes goes by quick.
For no one.
It's true.
She's right there. You could bring her on stream as soon as we get $15 more.
Just right there, Diffusion's right. I can't believe it that she's just off screen and I don't get to see her. Awful. Which one is it?
It's Maki, the black cat.
Ah, good. I love Maki. Black cats are the best.
They're cute. They're
like my favorites.
They're little gremlins.
They are. They're full of it.
They're funny.
My black cat Drumstick, I was sitting on the couch eating some ice cream after lunch and she like climbed up over me and I'm like, man, you have arthritis. Like, do you want ice cream this badly? And apparently the answer was yes.
I was like making pasta a couple weeks ago and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna open the thing of butter, I'm gonna get a scoop of butter, and in the meantime when I walk away for like 5 seconds, Maki jumps up and just starts licking inside the thing of butter.
Oh no. Both my girls are lucky. They're well trained not to go up on the counters. So.
Oh, I've tried. There's no stopping them.
What Sophie, my deaf girl, will do is she'll sit next to me in a chair. There's a chair to sit next to me at the kitchen table, and she'll sit there and she'll just watch me eat supper. So she's most of the time polite, but she wants to beg.
Aw. Yeah, Maki wants ice cubes. She likes ice cubes a lot, especially if they're in a cup. she actually only wants them if they're in a cup. If I give it to her and put it on the floor, she loses interest very quickly.
But that's even more fun. They like slip and slide around.
I know. She liked it for like a week and then forgot about it.
Yeah, well, that's fair. That's totally fair. Now, looking at our bracket for round 6, it does look like my prediction came true. Poem Panic is going to be fighting Happy Hour at McDonald's. So I'm really interested to see how that set pans out. But aside from that, there's going to be some interesting sets this round. I mean, round 6 of Swiss, there's always some interesting sets, right? Things just get really close. So.
And this is the final round of Swiss, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. So, yeah, we're gonna have Frostburn versus Yaotl Teotl, which is
God
heroes ish. Yeah.
Sky did this on purpose. I know it. Sky was like, I'm gonna make Lily say this name a bunch. I'm gonna call this oh god, okay. Oh, it looks like
we got $15.
the same Anon is now donating another $15. There you go.
Thank you,
bring on a
Anon.
Maki.
Alright, I'll get the cats.
Aww.
Hello, buddy.
Beautiful. I love Maki so much. I was this stretch. She's like, I can't believe you woke me up. I'm gonna put her butt on your head in retaliation. Beautiful girl. We'll see if mine is awake at all. I've messaged my brother to make a delivery. A cat delivery. So that may arrive.
Hello, Mike.
Aww.
Sometimes she just like makes herself comfortable up on like the top of my chair and just stays here. Most of the time she doesn't though.
Yeah. Sophie has a little bed next to me in the window so that she can watch the outside. And she's spoiled, so it's a heated blanket as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
She's blanket sounds so nice.
Yeah. And she's a spoiled little gremlin. It's just like the window, leak some coal in and make her chilly, and we felt bad because she's old. So we got her a heated blanket, and then it was also because she would just like all day she would just put her paws on my chair and try to climb on me, and I'm like, I'm trying to work. I need to work. And she's like, I want to be held because I'm cold. So we had to get the heated blanket. Guys, I love you. I would never purposely pick a hard to pronounce name for you ever. Yeah, sure. I believe you, Sky. I believe you and love you. Goodness gracious.
All right.
Our predictions on this set. Sorry, I just noticed our predictions on this set were a little skewed there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Frostburn's actually favored by the predictions now. I think someone might have gone pretty heavy in their favor. It's been a bit since I've seen Frostburn, but yeah, I'm happy to see that they're doing well and up against a team like Yaotl, something like that. I feel like the T isn't pronounced, but then I try and look up how to spell it or to pronounce it, and then I also can't read the pronunciation symbols.
Hang on, we'll get there. So it is Aztec. We got there. I'm gonna listen to how to pronounce. Y'all are gonna have to just vibe for 2 seconds while I learn how to pronounce this. It's too quiet, I can't hear it. Or it's not there. Oh? Yaotl is how this YouTube video says, which I feel like, isn't wrong, but it's fine. It's fine, it's Aztec. I feel like it can be forgiven. I speak English and French. I can't do this one. Maki.
I'm just getting smacked repeatedly in the face.
Did you deserve it?
Oh yeah, it's very comfy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Aww.
I love cat scarves. They're very cute.
This was worth the $25. Speaking of donations, we got another donation from Secret for $10. Thank you so much. If anyone else wants to donate, don't forget, !donate in chat.
Oh my god. You just see her silhouette now. She's like a sphinx.
A beautiful void.
She is part of the chair.
She is. I love your chair. It's very cat-shaped. It's like those. Have you seen that video of the black cat and it's like curled up on a black chair and then its eyes open and it gets a treat? Yeah. Yeah. That's what it reminds me of.
That's great. But yeah, you can donate, !donate, supporting Gamers Outreach Foundation. But for now, we are going to be hopping into our final set of Swiss. It's going to be Yaotl versus Frostburn here. And yeah, Lucifer is going to be on that range blaster. That's, I guess, the person I was most familiar with on that team. We have Heavy Edit on that side as well, interestingly. We do indeed see like Lexomat 52 and the custom E-Leader supporting with the Kraken and Beacons. Interesting kind of different dynamics coming out. It's an early fight in the middle of the map. It seems to be going pretty evenly thus far, but overall, it seems like Yaotl is going to be the one taking the first advantage.
Marvelous over here doing a marvelous job with that heavy edit. He's unfortunately not able to stop that clam opening, but does manage to stop it at 1 so far. So, I mean, on this map, you kind of want to go for those bigger pushes if you can. The little ones are, I mean, there's no such thing as a bad push, really, but you definitely want something a little bit bigger. Just 2 down, or 1 down. Lucifer, unfortunately, getting caught out in the beginning there, and a beautiful trade on cast there for Conroe. Gonna keep this going. The soda out is gonna give Frostburn a little bit more control of this mid area.
Yeah, finally some paint going in Frostburn's direction. Blaster's going to end up getting double teamed on that left side. A trade does come out as the rest of Frostburn comes in to support. What looked like a good opportunity for them to get in is kind of slowed down a bit, but that was a great pick coming out from Marvelous there. The cooler is going to be coming back online. Both these teams kind of just taking their time, waiting until they have a solid 2-player advantage. And neither of these teams has been able to get anything clean just yet, but as I say that, here's 2 members down. Never mind. 2 members down onto Yaotl. It gets answered back with yet another one. Now the Blaster is going to be leading the aggression here as the Clam is going to make its way to the basket. That's going to be the first score of the game for Frostburn. They're not going to be able to get any extra clams in as their closest members did end up getting taken out, but Yoshi is going to find a nice pick on the leader for good measure.
Sorry, in between, while you were calling there, I got a special delivery, so after this match, hopefully she'll still be here in my arms, and we can show you another cat. But in the meantime, it does look like Frostburn is doing a fantastic job keeping up the pressure and the aggression on this right-hand side. However, they don't have the clams yet to go in, so it's a very rough situation. 2.5 minutes in this game, and there's only been 1 score on either side.
Yeah, and it's just that 1-point differential. Yoshid hanging on to quite a few clams. They have the Zuka online. Most of the members of Yaotl are on the left side. Uh-oh! You turn the corner and there's a charging Kraken right in your face. That is goodbye to those specials, and that's going to create a lot of space for Yaotl to start moving in. The Whale's going to clear another. The Crab is going to keep the push going. Here's more clams filtering in from the middle of the map. A nice push coming out from Yaotl as they're going to just try and lock down the middle of the map and get some extra clams, but it seems like momentum's trickling. But as I say that, the Pity Clam does find its way to the basket as they're finally going to get slowed down a bit.
If there's one person I knew would be a menace with that Kraken E-Leader, it's One Shot. And I am both very pleased to watch him play and very glad it's not me playing against him, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Just every shot he hits, I just flinch because I know what it's like to fight against that.
Yeah, I mean, Charger is the absolute king of not letting you play the game. It's difficult when you take one step forward and you see a laser and you just know there's no hope of getting in any further. The crab, just this push that was coming out from Yaotl is just going to continue. We saw like the specials kind of used to stall out and give their team time to get clams, get back in, jump back into the map. The kitty clam's going to make its way to the basket, but that's the only one they're going to be able to get in. One shot on that leader is going to survive the situation, and Cass actually is going to be able to get behind Frostburn, find a pick. Look at all this aggression that was coming out from Frostburn that just suddenly now has to get stopped and turned around. That's a double kill. We count those. Yeah, Frostburn is going to have all their momentum shut down, and they're going to be forced to start defense yet again.
It does look like that. Yaotl, let's just say I said that right, is doing a fantastic job here. This crab here on the left-hand side putting that a massive amount of pressure into Frostburn, and those clams coming in, they do have enough to end this game. They can as well in, and that is finished. Wow. It felt very back and forth in the beginning, but as soon as Yaotl had the advantage there, they kind of just took it and ran with it. So I'm getting bath time.
Oh my goodness. We love that.
She's very warm and sleepy, and she's purring, and now it's bath time.
Oh, I love. You can hear it on the mic too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
She likes to bathe me a lot, especially when she's tired. Thank you. My hands are dirty. Thank you so much. Thank you. Are you done? No. Okay. Gotta keep going. So this is Sophie. Oh, now she's done. She says, okay, I've been on camera. I had my 5 seconds of fame. Oh, now my hand is wet. Oh, she's a sweetheart. She was very confused. She was very warm and sleepy, and my brother brought her in, and she was like, where are you going? Why am I here? Goodness. So there you go. We fulfilled the prophecy.
Yay.
This is the best tournament ever. Agreed. You got to see at least 2 cats.
Donate for more cats.
Anyways, going back to the game, this next map, both of these maps actually, are both a very, how do we say it, attacker-sided. And I feel it could be very dangerous if Yaotl gets the same kind of advantage and the same kind of momentum that they had in that first game. If that continues into the following game, we could be in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, Yaotl. See, I'm becoming less sure. I just need to say something and go with it because it's whatever we say, it's not going to be right.
No.
Yeah.
You can just call him Meow.
Meow.
Just Yow. Like at least we know that part is hopefully right.
Maybe. I think.
Anyways, I feel like if they get the advantage again in this game, that upper hand would be very, very hard to dislodge them. Especially, one shot on that Kraken meter. I feel like they're just very dangerous. So, Frostburn over here running still a bit more of an aggressive, in-your-face kind of comp. And we'll have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, and we actually see 52 coming out on the side of Frostburn, as we actually see 52 Deco coming out for Yaotl, as that's going to be the splatter color screen. Of course, this being the map where it was introduced, and it kind of blocks the entirety of the path from spawn here. Already the fight's going in favor of Yaotl here. They have that first zone cap, but they're kind of just playing it very patient, and that's going to pay off for them as the members of Frostburn get caught out by the crab tank, and now Yaotl is going to set up for a lockout, trying to move forward into the enemy spawn, and you don't really think about it that much, but E-Liter on like a narrow pathway like this with Kraken, E-Liter can play so aggressive just because that is an option for them. And yeah, we can see how the members of Frostburn are going to be forced to play like completely out of position here as a result. But that is going to be a pick on the leader. The Range Blaster is Oh my goodness, they nearly got the pick on the crab. Using Windbreaker to block the crab. Yeah, what in the world? The entirety of Yaotl's over on that left side fighting, and that's going to give the zone to Frostburn, but... What?
The way specials are being used so far this game are hilarious. Like the screen coming out to block the entrance of the Kraken, and a Kraken coming in through the mist, followed by a crab getting blocked by a Wavebreaker. Beautiful trade here between Yoshid and Lucy. Gonna get that pick. They are ticking down with no penalty on the clock, so this truly is a little stressful, I'm sure, for Yaotl. And they do manage to get that flip back and apply a penalty, and the specials are coming out, including that Kraken. But 2 down on their side is going to make this a little difficult to maintain. They might have to relinquish that zone.
Yeah, still trying to fight for neutral over this zone. It is going to go back to Yao, and now they're going to try and move forward to get onto the enemy plat, but they're not really able to do that, especially now that there's a 52 gal consistently dropping walls, because if you look at the side of Yaotl, they only have the suction bomb from the zap and the curling from the 52 as for lethal bombs. So Frostburn kind of making an interesting pick with the 52 gal. The screen's going to come back, and yeah, we can kind of see how Frostburn is scattered kind of all over the place. They're trying to find an opportunity to move up, but they're not able to get the space they need just yet. The zone is neutral, and the paint is just piling on for Yaotl. But finally, the tide seems to be shifting a bit as Frostburn's able to get some space, and not quite the cap. But they're still all alive, and they're going to be forcing the members of Yaotl out of position.
There's nothing funnier than just being in a position and a guy flying out of the ceiling, essentially. I absolutely love seeing that. Conrad here moving up on the left-hand side is trying to get in a good position to get a lockout going. Unfortunately, One Shot says, no, thank you. That is my door, and I am going to hold that. A crab coming out as well from Ryan on this left-hand side is going to go a little bit further, but still not control of the zone just yet. A beautiful pick with that Kraken is going to leave One Shot in a bit of a rough position, but with the help of some teammates, they managed to get out without too much trouble. Never mind.
Oh, yeah. I've been loving how Marvelous has been playing. They've just kind of been gliding around effortlessly and doing a lot of work to help keep Frostburn in the game, especially providing all of those coolers, but it's still not quite been enough. The screens have just been menacing. It's been difficult for Frostburn to try and move through them and compete with the paint that is being put out by Yaotl there. And now they're going to get the zone cap back. Yaotl is going to be forced back onto their plat, but look, these crabs from Lionator have just been the biggest thorn in Frostburn's side. They're not able to move through the map because every time they do, either the Kraken or the crab is just there waiting for them to punish them for standing out in the open. Now the penalty is getting low. Frostburn is going to need to really get those picks, especially one on the leader. They need to get this done quickly because they are running out of time.
It truly does feel that anytime Frostburn kind of gets an advantage, that there's members down on Yao, there's some specials just waiting for them, and they just can't quite get the control that they need. 8 seconds left on the clock. Control on the side of Yao with 2 members down on Frostburn. Looks like that's going to be game in the favor of our favorite Southern friends.
It is indeed. Yaotl taking another victory here very quickly on Robo Ramen. Yeah, we can kind of just see how well coordinated a lot of their specials were, and they were playing, I wouldn't even say that aggressively. We did see them using their specials to kind of just stuff out the slower mid-rangey stuff that Frostburn was providing, and One Shot using that Kraken very well to force members to kind of scatter off of their plat. Same goes with the screen doing the same thing. And it felt like there really wasn't that much of an answer. I feel like, in switching over to the 52 gal, you could be sacrificing a Zuka, which might have been your only way to really affect affect things from that far away, or affect, like, say, the crab or the leader from more than just a little distance away. So I'm interested to see what we'll see on ship-shaped cargo.
Yeah.
I'm kind of suspecting we're going to go back to, the thing with suction bomb and Zuka.
Probably. It did feel like they just didn't have a really good, reliable counter to that longer range stuff, though they were doing a marvelous job of keeping still in the game. It was very back and forth game for most of it. But, as we predicted, once you get someone like one shot into a good position, it can be hard to dislodge them. So I think it's going to be the same thing for next one. Ship-shaped tower control is, as everyone knows, a little snowbally and a little hard to break back into. So we're going to have to see if they can find ways to better recover from that. And in the meantime, I'd like to remind everybody that this is round 6 of Swiss, and we are we are entering our final game. So if you would like to get any more donations in for a beautiful cause, Gamers Outreach Foundation, who does fantastic work for children and keeping them happy and while they're trying to get healthy. So if you'd like to make a donation, go to !donate. And if not today, then hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. But for now, we still have one more game that we are going to be rolling right into. And
Here we go, rolling into our final map of the day. It's going to be Yaotl trying to get that 3-0. We do indeed see a junior coming out of Yaotl here for that bubble, as well as the splat bombs. I think junior has had a little bit of a bump in popularity recently, and we've been seeing that. I think it definitely has a niche, especially on like tower control and zone. But I'm kind of interested to see Lex on the 52 deco, because I don't know about you, but I'm surprised by how much people are playing it. People like it a lot more than I would have expected, and I think are getting a lot of value out of the screen. But look at this, it's Frostburn with an early advantage, and one shot is going to make me eat my words.
Yeah, I mean, essentially what you've given is a 52 gal that already benefits from a wall, and given them a bigger wall that moves. So I'm surprised that no one all expected that to be as good as it is, because it's really just what they did. But I mean, aside from that, it does look like Frostburn has cleared that first checkpoint and is moving in onto the second one. They still have 4 members left and a cooler, so their team's in a great position here to push the second checkpoint. 2 members down on the side of Yao is wow. That is pretty much going to be an uncontested second checkpoint, which is horrifying. Are we just going to snowball completely?
Oh yeah, this is over. This is so over. Oh my goodness.
Well,
they woke up.
I hope y'all had time to get your donations in, because that one was a quick one. Holy crap. And we saw some beautiful snipes in there from one shot. We saw some amazing plays around that screen. So it's not like it was a one and done game. It's not like that game was uncontested completely. They just didn't get the picks that really would have stopped the tower, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, wow.
Yeah.
I don't have too much to say. I feel like they just played that very well and were able to just get up aggressively. We saw kind of how quickly the Slosher was able to get up into the high ground from the second checkpoint. We saw even when the screen came in and there was I believe a bubble coming out on the other side of the map, or sorry, by the first checkpoint. We saw Frostburn actually kind of challenge it this time, and not say just completely scatter when the screen came through, and that helped them get that first checkpoint. Even the snipes from one shot just were not enough to outpace the tower. And maybe that's the tower control special snowballing, but you are absolutely right. That map did go from 100 to 0 in a hurry.
Absolutely wild. So yeah. And I mean, really, once you clear that second checkpoint, things just move so quickly, and it can be incredibly difficult to recall from that moment. So I was just so surprised that Frostburn managed to continue pushing through that first checkpoint when it looked like there was a moment there where they were just going to completely lose it. So especially considering how back and forth the matches had been up to that point, to see just a full sweep in that last game, it's okay, Frostburn, where were you the game before? But, a great showing for that final game, and yeah, they did a fantastic job.
Yeah, and again, you can donate to Gamers Outreach Foundation with !donate in the chat. We already reached 2 of our goals for today. We're in the middle of the 2000s right now at $2,045. If anyone wants to get in any additional donations today, now is the time to get them in. That was the last round of Swiss. The tournament will be continuing tomorrow on both. Is it both on Dapple and IPL tomorrow?
Should be.
Yeah, so stay tuned tomorrow for more of the tournament.
Yeah, for our North American friends, it'll be starting at 2 p.m. Eastern, so make sure to tune in on time and to get all of the action-packed brackets happening tomorrow. I do believe we're running an alpha and a beta bracket, if I'm correct, tomorrow. So those will both be double elim. So we're looking forward to some really exciting matches tomorrow, judging by how things have gone today. And just thank you so much for all of the amazing donations, for helping to blast through 2 goals today and get us to an amazing position. And thank you also to IPL for having us. Fusion, where can they find you if they want to find more of you?
Find me at. Is this the right side?
Oh.
Okay, I did it.
Hang on.
Fusion underscore.
Oh.
But you can find me probably taking a nap the rest of the day.
Ooh, that sounds nice, actually.
Or getting some hot chocolate. It seems like that kind of day. How about you, Lily?
I mean, I'll probably be getting some peach tea. I guess some peach lemon tea to drink this afternoon, and cuddling a cat. But you can also find me other direction. Cameras are hard there. You can find me there, Splatoon Lily, on Twitter and on Twitch and on Discord if you ever need to get a hold of me. But otherwise, I hope y'all have an amazing day. I hope you join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern for more exciting gameplay. And have a good one.
Join us tomorrow.